prestige.
No.
Think of the respect.
No.
Think of the Tony.
Hello, all you theater lovers, both out and proud and on the DL, and welcome back to Broadway Breakdown, a podcast discussing the history and legacy of American theater's most exclusive address, Broadway. I'm your host, Matt Koplik, the least famous and most opinionated of all the Broadway podcast hosts, and it's been a solid 48 hours since you last heard from me, and that's because Tony nominations have happened. Woo! Hallelujah! With me today are friends of the pod, lovers of the theater. You all know them, you love them. On the Discord channel, y'all have been like, oh my god, we can't wait. Theater lovers, hive, rise up. Please welcome back Will and Rachael Anderson, otherwise known as the Theater Lovers. Hi, friends.
Not Theater Lovers Hive. Hey, shout out to the Hive.
You guys have such a hive. You're such prominent footprints in the commune.
That's very generous and goofy.
Yes, some have called me generous in the past.
I'm sure.
For different reasons. So, guys, it's been about an hour and a half since the nominations came out.
Actually crazy. Yeah.
Where were you when the world stopped turning?
So we very generously were invited to watch the nominations in real time in Midtown at the offices of Broadway Plus. So shout out Broadway Plus for hosting.
Thank you for having us.
It was a very sweet little bagels and coffee and a lot of theater kid energy. Lots of other content creators through the Arts Insider. So
there was a piano there. It got played.
Yeah, if there's a piano in the room, somebody's going to play it. And that's just the rules. But
somebody's going to play the intro to either Seasons of Love or Summer Nights.
Exactly.
Yeah, every time.
Or just a mishmash. But yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I honestly couldn't believe how, and I know we'll get into it, but just like how they broke it into the two segments, right? So it was like they did, I don't know how many in the first chunk and then everything else in the second chunk. And they took longer to do less nominations in the first chunk. In the second chunk, we were like, it was such a like breakneck speed. We had to go back and look through it all, but it was kind of crazy. It was almost like not like it reminded me of like going to a sports game, not to call it a sports game, some sort of sporting event. There it is.
Yeah. Well, like draft day, right? It's like NFL draft day.
Yeah.
That's what it felt
very
like.
Much so. Very much. So.
Yeah, but I mean,
nominees left it all on the court.
Yeah.
I said this is sort of my March Madness. Awards are funny because like they're not real, but they are a lot of fun and they can mean something in the grand scheme of things. Like it's interesting. People are always like, oh, they don't matter when a fave doesn't get recognized, but when a fave does get recognized, oh, it's such a huge deal. Right. I'm like, yes, you have one in both hands. They don't matter, but they are, or like they're not real, but they matter, or they don't matter, but they're real. It's like
somebody's always gonna get their feelings hurt.
Absolutely, it's the name of the game. There are only so many slots, and there are definitely some surprises. How did you guys do with your predictions? Have you like kind of made a look at them?
Yeah, pretty okay. The plays we've seen all but 3 of the musicals this season. The plays were sitting at like 50% or lower, so a lot of our play guesses were off. I would say, but the musical.
I had Gabriel Byrne taking everything for Walking with Ghosts, and I was like,
that was 2 seasons ago.
It got nothing. Oh no.
Yeah.
It's been dead for 82
2 seasons ago, and they still were
yeah.
like, he's eligible because he'll always be eligible. He's walking with them damn ghosts. I will say, so as a
huge year for the undead, by the way.
Yeah.
Huge.
Oh yeah. Huge year. Huge year for that. I was going through my predictions because I did my Tony predictions 48 hours ago.
Of course,
and
I did listen. Yeah, we tuned in.
Merci.
We're fans.
And at the point that I had recorded, I had not seen Old Friends just yet, and I had seen Dead Outlaw off Broadway, but not on Broadway. So I wasn't like fresh in my mind of the show. So I made some predictions based on sort of hype and precursors and whatnot. And looking at my predictions and then like my limiting it down to like 2 or 3 like possible spoiler nominations, like who's knocking at that door to swap out. Like I actually did pretty well.
Yeah. Nice.
If I had to make a grand statement of where I really shat the bed, I definitely thought that the Tonys were going to go for the technical stuff of McNeil.
Yeah.
Which they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about being wrong about it, but I was like that because I was like, oh, sound and set, like that's right up their goddamn alley. That's something they can look
Right.
at and be like, that's a set, that is sound,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't do it. And I get it. I'm not mad about it, but I was like, they're being a little less basic this year. I also going in before I'd gone into Old Friends, I had heard certain feedback about certain performances that I was told like
I
Lea
said, name names.
Name names, no. Well, basically, it was like Lea Salonga burns the theater down, and like oh my god, it's like a revelation the things she does in that show. You've never seen Lea Salonga like this before. Watch out, she'll get nominated. And then other people being like, well, they're gonna honor Bernadette, and all of these things made sense to me on paper.
Yeah.
And I went to see Old Friends last night,
Mm.
and that review will be coming out. But all I'll say is,
Spoilers.
spoiler alert, all I'll say is like the lack of nominations for those two women makes sense to me now.
I think in a different season, sure.
It could happen.
Yeah.
Leia is definitely the more successful of the two for me, and I get what people are talking about with her performance in it, but it's not quite the mind-blowing revelation that people have been saying. I'm like, Lea Salonga has an amazing voice. We've always known this. She's just like, hey, guess what other things I can do with it? You know who really was just a joy for me to watch in that? And yes, I'm biased, but Joe Riding left her whole vagina on the floor and not getting married today.
Yeah.
She was charming and everything
She
else
was
she did.
deeply excellent. Yeah.
Yes,
You're
I
so right.
very much loved her. So I mean, obviously it was never going to happen, but I watched. I was like, and also every time she twirled in that little dress, like it spun. I was like, oh, someone's a rockette.
Yeah.
Yeah, loved
And
her.
she wants you to remember. Mhm.
Yes, she
Remember
wants you to
the
remember
name.
that she can dance.
Fame. Yeah.
She's done this before.
I loved Old Friends. Bless you.
I had a good time in it. My biggest issue with Old Friends was just like there were some wild song selections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
But if you're just
delighted
even-
to hear the boy from ...
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, for sure. I'm glad that Kate Jennings Grant got something to do. It took all until Act 2, but they finally let her have it.
Hey. Leave it all on the court.
Yeah. Wait, before we get into the nitty gritty,
Yeah,
I
of
do
course.
want to give a quick flower to
Yay.
reviews
We love
because
flowers.
as I always say, if you like the podcast, a nice 5-star rating or review helps us a bunch. We've been getting a whole bunch of reviews lately, so I appreciate, and this one's a really good one. So, cue the Lightning Piazza overture, please. 5 stars. Oh, hey, a clever title. What a headline. Matt is one of those increasingly rare podcast hosts who perfectly bridges the gap between the knowledgeable expert and the passionate fan. His approach to everything he covers combines heartfelt and well-formulated opinion with professional level insight, all delivered with a directness and a sense of humor that makes you feel like you're discussing a show over drinks in a Midtown Manhattan dive bar with the friend you just saw it with. In fact, my theater bestie, hi Laura, that's in parentheses, and I bring him up so often in conversation, you'd think he was actually part of our friend group. Like I have friends, please. He does an amazing job creating community by actively engaging with his listeners, both through the show's Discord channel and over social media, and is kind enough to laugh, react, and reply to the dumb jokes and comments I occasionally crack on his Instagram stories. Matt, you should know that I deeply cherish our weird parasocial semi-relationship. That's how I feel about Will and Rachel. If you're looking for a smart, funny, in-depth theater pod that will have you eagerly awaiting each new episode, look no further than Broadway Breakdown. Yay!
That's a really good review.
It is. They've been fucking killing it lately. And especially with some of the titles, and then every now and then they put in a fun username for the review. So there's almost
And
like
that's on taste. If you're listening to this podcast and you're like 5 stars, you
then
probably
clearly you're someone
pretty
who
good
knows what's
taste.
up and what's down.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's so
I'm
funny.
trying to figure out how we want to approach this. Do we go category by category? Do we want to kind of immediately go with some things that stuck out to us, reactions, or like people that we felt were ignored, or do we want to just sort of go category by
I
category?
think the
and-
easiest way to do that is category by category, because otherwise I'm going to get lost.
Fantastic. Here's what we're gonna do. This is normally I've been going like low, not quote unquote low categories to the higher categories because I've been told it's nice for structure, but just to like get everyone nice and wet, let's do a nice big category and then we'll go down and
Okay.
move our way
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Listen,
So
we're
let's
here.
do best play.
Okay.
I don't mean to boast, but I got this one completely right.
Okay.
I
Wait,
was
hold on.
I was very
we have
pleased
the
with
complete
myself.
one.
We have English, The Hills of California, John Proctor is the villain, Oh Mary, and Purpose.
Yeah.
I got it completely right. I'm not mad, and I'm not upset about it at all.
Was
What
there
about you guys?
any one that you were like, perhaps I I'm missing this one? Like I wouldn't be surprised if this snuck in.
Yeah, I think what I said in the predictions was that there was a possibility of Picture of Dorian Gray getting in,
Yeah.
maybe even Cult of Love.
Mm.
Uh, I don't. I never truly bought Picture of Dorian Gray getting in, especially
Mm.
when they said that Oscar Wilde was going to be partly eligible for that award. I was like, okay, there goes its chances because
Stop,
no
stop.
one's
He's already dead.
exactly. We're not pulling another T.S. Eliot and Cat situation here.
Right, right, right.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah, so I always felt really confident in that five. I think the only one that felt sort of vulnerable to me was Hills of California because it did close in November or December.
Mm.
It did not really catch on with audiences. It had some really rave reviews and some mixed reviews. I'm somebody who saw it in London, really liked it, and thought the third act was kind of weak. And then they ended up, in my opinion, fixing the third act. So I was thrilled, and it's still number one of my season. And Laura Donnelly was incredible, and I just always felt like people were kind of sleeping on its chances. So I was thrilled to see that it did so well today. What about you guys? What were your thoughts?
Um, I was a little bit shocked not to see Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Not because the thing about me and Stranger Things is I don't like to be afraid. So I went in knowing that this probably wasn't going to be for me, and unfortunately, my nervous system couldn't tell the difference between watching that show and like getting held at gunpoint. So I had a hard time with it. But while I was watching it, I was like, I understand who this is for, and for them, they're going to be so happy. Like this is
Yeah.
so exciting. So I kind of went in. I guess with my own I didn't care for this because of like what it did to my mind and body. But if you're into that sort of thing, I think it would be like your favorite thing. So I guess I went in kind of like it's a coin flip.
Yeah.
But that was the only one that I was like kind of surprised it wasn't there. Also, just like the juggernaut of like having Netflix behind it. I get that that's not like, you know, it's a thing as much as it's not a thing, but
They've got their own billboard.
well,
Yeah. Well, I think what we can sort of gather from these nominations and what we've been gathering for a while now is that there's definitely been a rebuke from the community of like big money coming in and trying to take over Broadway, of like major IP coming in and trying to stick their flag in the landing, and it's not all the time. And I think there's more sort of like if you're gonna do it as creatively and theatrically as possible, and you will be recognized like a Death Becomes Her, like a
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Cursed
Yeah.
Child.
Yeah.
And I will say, having seen it, it was more creative and theatrical than I expected it to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I said, as I was watching it, I was like, this is great. Also, I feel like I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
panic attack.
It's gotta be the craziest show to call as a stage manager.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't envy that job
My
at
gosh.
all.
No,
At all.
with all the crazy optics that they have in that, not at all. It must. I'm sure that those stage managers like have nightmares every night, not because of the content. They're just like, cue light 32. Like
Yeah.
it's that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
If I felt like that watching it, I can't even imagine what it feels like calling it. Crazy.
I would say I'm also a sucker for a turntable. So when that turntable started turning, I was like, they know what I want.
Yeah.
It was nicely done.
And that's theater,
And
darling.
that is theater.
They called up somebody who knew. You know what I was really, really happy to see on the best playlist, since we're still talking about it? English.
Yeah.
I was
1,000%.
so excited, and we'll get into it, as we go further into the categories. But like, I loved English so much, and I was so sad that it
At the
had
possibility
at
that
the
it
well,
might
yeah,
be.
because it's closed, and better than anybody the stats of like if something's closed, it getting nominated, the chances just like it's
Yeah.
so difficult. So I was just so happy to see it. So, but on the record, I'm an English girly.
Yeah.
Not in ethnicity, but in
Just a fandom. You're a
just
supporter.
a
Yeah.
fan of the language, really.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the language of English. It's so
Yeah.
wonderful, so poetic.
Beautiful language.
Yeah. I agree. I loved it so much. I thought it was so moving and delightful and funny. So well acted. I mean, I think I never really doubted its chances because I was like, I know that we all feel this way about it, or most of us feel this way about it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's nothing else currently running that could usurp that.
Mm.
Also, it being a Pulitzer winner, it's just
Yeah,
like it all kind
definitely.
of adds up, right? The things being closed totally is it's always a hurdle for any show. I
Mm.
find that it's the biggest hurdle for musicals. It's really hard for a closed musical to come back around with Tony nominations.
Yeah.
And we'll get to some of those surprises later
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Yeah, but
wild.
I find with plays, especially with performances, um, performances in plays that have closed have a better shot again getting recognized, even winning.
Mm.
Whereas if you're in a musical and it's closed, if you get nominated, that's your win. Like
Mm.
you just know you ain't getting any
Mm.
hardware at the end of the
Hmm.
season.
I'm trying
Um,
to think. The only best musical winner that was closed, was that Hallelujah Baby, or was there another as well?
that was Hallelujah Baby, yes.
Okay.
Because I think
1970,
68.
68.
68, yeah. I think is Passion still the shortest run for a best musical winner?
Yes. If
Yeah.
in not Strange Loop is close, but there's something about the previews where I think
Yeah. I think
there were
it
fewer
goes Passion,
previews of
Strange Loop, Baby. I think those are the three in that
sure.
in like in least to most order. They're all under 300. I know that.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. But yeah, I think Hallelujah because when I was a teenager, and Will, our brains are the same in this way. Like
Yeah.
I had Hallelujah, Baby, and Passion, and I was like, they both share a statistic for best musical that's like very short and sad. And I was like,
Mm.
it's either Passion is the one to close before and be the shortest run, or Hallelujah, Baby is the one to close before winning. And then eventually, as I got older, and I realized no, Passion was running when the Tonys happened. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
then Hallelujah, Baby is the one to have closed.
Yeah,
Um,
crazy.
yeah, very fun times. Will, any other thoughts about best play before we go down to the very steamy category of sound design?
Mm.
No, let's go for sound design.
Okay. Sound design of
Should we do it ASMR? Should we whisper? Or is that
let's do
dumb?
it.
Okay.
My apologies to anyone listening to this on the subway. Sound design of a play. We have Stranger Things. John Proctor is the villain. Good night and good luck. The Hills of California. And the picture of Dorian Gray. I predicted 3 out of these 5.
Okay, hit us.
I predicted Stranger Things, Good Night and Good Luck, and Picture of Dorian Gray. I think I said Hills of California was possible.
Uh,
And I know I said Oh Mary was possible, just like if they got swept up in the like shower Oh Mary.
If
And
they
I'm
got
I'm
swept
glad they didn't
away.
get nominated, not because like the sound
mm,
design is poor, but I'm like that would have been kind of just a cheap nom.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the first thing I think of when I think of Oh Mary, for
Yeah.
sure.
I was disappointed Job was not included here. I thought
I
Yeah.
agree. I
yeah.
agree. Sorry, we went
No, but no, I
so
agree. No, but
so
that's
soft to so loud.
yeah. No, but that is an example of that show not running right now is to its detriment. If
Yeah.
Job had been running right now, I do think it would have taken either John Proctor or Hills of California's nomination here because sound design was so important to that show and was so
Yes.
well executed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
You
think
had like a very
Job
visceral reaction to Job.
to me, Job was like all of my triggers in a closed space of like, here's what's going to give me an anxiety attack, and it was just for me.
This is the year of the theater lover anxiety attack.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say you guys
Stranger
need to stop
Things.
seeing shows that trigger you. My God,
Well,
you should just go see Boop again. My God. So Will, you were triggered.
Yeah, but I was also like a little proud of myself and being like, okay, I'm making it through. I know I'm safe. But it was like the way that they made sound come from different spaces so that it did feel more surround sound. It felt so cinematic isn't the right word
Yeah.
because it felt like it was in your head rather than in the room.
mhm.
Yeah. Very audible theater. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's like, did you guys see The Encounter on Broadway?
I did. Yes,
Okay.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the most similar without having an actual
Headset
headphone.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I
agreed.
remember Drew Carey's Sounds Dangerous from Disney Hollywood Studios. Was that the Broadway adaptation of
That's actually crazy. That is very similar to what the encounter was. Now that we're talking out loud,
Yeah.
that's
Now that you
crazy.
say it, it's like, I can't not think that. So I think
I
that's
did
just the
love
new
that.
narrative.
Yeah, big
Will just
big Drew
rewrote
Carey
history, everybody.
family over here. Huge Drew Carey family.
Okay. Sound design of a musical. We have Buena Vista Social Club, Sunset Boulevard, Just in Time, Maybe Happy Ending, and Floyd Collins. I predicted 4 out of these 5 with a caveat on Just in Time that I was like, she's knocking on heaven's door. What did I have? Oh, I think I said Dead Outlaw was my fifth. And
Sure.
I was like, Just in Time could be swapped out for honestly any of them, like just based on how people feel. Thoughts on these sound design
I was
nominations?
happy for the Floyd Collins of it
Yeah.
all.
I was thrilled.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
there are a couple of nominations Floyd Collins got today that I'm like, did my review on Monday influence Tony nominators? Because
and that's on influence. Yeah.
I may have an influence. I'm also
That's
convinced that
journalism
my
hitting
shouting
Floyd Collins for good.
No.
Floyd Collins. Wait, say that again, Will?
No.
That's journalism helping Floyd Collins for good, rather than just
Exactly.
selling
That is-
tickets
oh,
above
yes.
him.
Yes. Journalism is quite the villain of Act Two of Floyd Collins, is it not?
Lot of journalism villain this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend reach out to me. Actually, I'll just say it was Pod Mother Allie Gordon. She reached out to me when I was going to see Floyd Collins, and she's like, "Can you tell me if it's actually good?" Because she's like, "That New York Times review was crazy because it was a rave, but I'm reading it and it's like she doesn't understand what the second act is about."
Right.
So I'm like, so Allie
The
wanted
calls
to know if
coming
like,
from inside the house.
yeah. So Allie was like, "Is the production not doing a good job of this, or is she just not getting it?" It's like eating cheesecake and being like, "I love this tiramisu." It's like it is flavorful, it's just not tiramisu.
Having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that was the one that I was probably the most excited about in that category. And then
Same.
I mean Buena Vista Social Club because that band.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
With sound design for Buena Vista, I love that. So in when you're miking guitars on Broadway, it's almost always using this type of pickup that's it sounds like a little more metallic. It sounds a little more like
Tinny almost.
tinny.
Yeah.
It's measuring the strings and like the soundboard versus the sound around the guitar. And every instrument in Buena Vista was with a physical mic, so it sounded so present. And it sounded glorious. I loved how it sounded.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of when you can truly make the music swim around you in a theater, which I didn't used to think was such a specialty until there were some prominent revivals in the last few years where I'm like, why does this orchestra feel like it's a mile away? Speaking of old friends, I would not have been mad if they got a sound design nomination today. They did not, unfortunately. But when I saw it last night, I was like, oh, this is a 14-piece orchestra and like
Sounds
15.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. When the Sweeney Todd section happened, I was like, "This is the water I wanted washing over me 2 years
Yeah.
ago."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
with like half the orchestra. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's nothing egregious here. There's no nominee that I'm upset about.
No.
Again, like Old Friends would have been a lovely nomination. Dead Outlaw would have been a good nomination, but like I can't begrudge anybody here.
No.
This is
Feels right.
Yeah, I don't know who be winning yet. I could give it to any of them here. I feel like Sunset has a good shot because speaking of ASMR, that
Yeah.
the ASMR of it all. Maybe Happy Ending because of like just the techiness of that show,
Yeah.
or Floyd Collins because Jeremy Jordan is finally singing with his favorite duet partner, himself.
That's foul.
No. I mean it all in good jest, Jeremy. You know I do.
JJ.
Yeah, but like when I said it in the review, like The Call is one of my favorite things I've seen this season, and I thought
Yeah.
that I mean just everything about that number worked perfectly, and like
Perfect.
sound design is so important in that song.
Yeah.
When we're talking sound design in Sunset Boulevard, how much of that, and forgive like my ignorance, I guess,
I won't, but continue.
when Joe's doing the walk
Yeah.
outside and they're piping it into him and back into the theater, is that technically in the sound kit? Like what are we talking about when we're talking about sound in Sunset Boulevard? Like, is that included?
I
What
would
is
say
that?
so. Yeah, I would say that the sound is included in that. I think like it is still part of the sound design. It's not necessarily something that people would think about, but it is
Just
part
me.
of the the fact that like that it's all happening in separate sections and is sort of all well coordinated. I think that all has to do with sound.
Yeah, and I don't know that it ever, I mean, knocking on wood, but I don't know that it's ever been, I mean, because it gets filmed every time. I don't know that it's ever even been out of sync.
As far as I know, it hasn't.
Yeah,
No
which is
one's ever said
crazy.
that there's ever been like a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wonder that performance that they had to cancel due to tech issues. I wonder if they were like, Hell's Kitchen started 6 minutes late, so we can't do Sunset Boulevard
We can't
today.
do the walk. I don't know. I've seen it now quite a few times, and I've seen him take slightly different routes, like every time, depending on what's going on the street, which is another just like marvel.
Yeah.
I love theater. This is the best.
Yeah, I'm sure they have like 12 different contingency plans for it. No, it's so well done, and no matter what, there are some shows this season where it's like you can feel cold by it, you cannot like it, but you can't deny the impressiveness of the feat. And whether you think that's artistry or technical is, that's the debate, but like there's an impressiveness to it. And
Yeah.
the opening of Act Two, I still can't rightfully tell you my interpretation of it artistically. People have said it to me, and I'm like, sure. I don't know if I buy that, but like if that's how you feel, amazing. But like I'm impressed. I saw it twice, and I was mightily impressed both times. Yeah, and isn't that all that really matters? Impress me.
Impress me. Yeah. Thrill me. I'm so thrilled every time. Every time it ends and he gets onto the stage and he ends that big note, I go every single time. It's just like
You did a physical gesture when talking about sound design.
yes. But because it's so thrilling. It's so thrilling. I love it.
So this video will be shown somewhere. I don't know
Oh,
where.
sure. I'm forgetting.
No, but it's
Yes.
like no one will be
Forgetting.
seeing that immediately. The
gotcha.
video
Yeah.
video content for this will be coming out somehow at some point. Don't know exactly what yet, but just so everyone knows, Rachel.
Yeah, no,
did
make
like
it up, Matt. Tell him what happened.
She when she was like, every time I see it, I go like, she like made a fist, and it was like I can't describe it. I'm like, you were like a 1950s dad, proud of your son in Little League, where you're
That's
like,
exactly what it feels like.
you're like,
Yes.
yeah, he hit the ball. It was that.
That's my boy, Tom Francis.
Jason hit
Never
the
met him.
ball. Run.
Yeah.
All right, next up, lighting design of a play. Our nominees are Hills of California, Stranger Things, Good Night and Good Luck, John Proctor is the villain, and Picture of Dorian Gray. I got 4 out of 5.
What was the one that you?
I did not get John Proctor as the villain, nor did I even think that it was gonna be in there. I think I said it was gonna be McNeil. Again, I thought they were gonna be the
I
love
kind of agree with you on that. I'm all the other ones, it's like the lighting stands out to me in that one. John Proctor, I can't think of anything specifically that happened with the lighting where I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I think the scene transitions mostly of like because they would do the specific spots on different girls
Yeah.
as you're going to the next scene, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it's just like the nuance of day passing or things like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah, we see that happen from time to time. I'm not mad about the nomination for John Proctor. I did think they were going to go for a little
No,
more
not
like
mad at all.
overt nominations. R.I.P.
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's it. I'm thinking more of like the spectacle lighting than the lighting that's so good you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Well, are you allowed to have a Tony Awards ceremony if Natasha Katz isn't nominated?
No, and you're not allowed to have one if Catherine Zuber isn't nominated or Derek McClain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not complaining. Them folks is on the top of their field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katz did Proctor. That's her.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't think
Natasha Katz and Hannah Wasilewski.
Okay, because I don't think Katz has a nomination in musical this year, right?
No,
I don't believe so. She didn't do Death to Come,
what-
did she?
No, but I remember. I just read what she.
Okay.
I lost what she did for musical that was eligible this year.
I have no idea myself. Hold on, so Lenny's on a musical.
Sorry,
yeah,
our
Katz didn't
dog
have.
just ran
walked
over
over
our
a cord.
a cord. Oh,
So
sorry,
you guys sound great. Oh, I forgot to ask. I forgot to test my mic. Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah, I don't sound muffled or distant in any way.
You're going for robot, right?
Yes, I'm going for distant, emotionally dead, homosexual robot.
You're doing great.
Fantastic. Then I nailed my assignment. Okay, wait. Let me see. What did Katz have else this season? She also had. Real women have curves.
Oh, right.
She
But it was
had
Natasha Katz, the Jellicle Ball.
yes, she also had Otello und the roommate. Otello, speaking of things that goose egged today.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
And then the sass of them announcing their recoupment an hour later.
Well, you gotta get a gimmick, and if your gimmick is we're
His money.
overcharging for tickets,
Yeah.
then good for
Yeah.
you.
Their
No
gimmick is
shade.
we're making money. They're like, good for you, Eureka Day. And how much money did you pull in from Manhattan Theater Club? Oh, we're pulling in over 3 mil a week. And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
that's fine. I did expect Jake, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
get to it.
So Leia, any other thoughts about lighting design of a play? Any things here that surprised you or you're happy about?
No, I'm pretty thrilled. I think
Yeah.
it all feels right.
Can I just say right up front here as we continue with these tech categories, I'm just thrilled that Hills of California did so well tech-wise.
I was so shocked in a very positive way.
Yeah.
I was very happy for the production.
Yeah.
That's great.
I was in my living room where I'm currently recording, and with each, I mean, I was too busy typing it all up so I could have the notes, but like with each tech category that Hills of California got nominated for, I kept just shouting, "I feel seen." Like, and again, like it's never about like anyone justifying your personal taste or opinion, but like when you feel like you're on an island and no one else is championing your island, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're like, oh my God, people are on my island too. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, lighting design of a musicale. I'm 4 out of 5 for this one as well. Sunset Boulevard, Buena Vista Social Club, Floyd Collins, maybe Happy Ending. I predicted those four,
Yeah.
and then Death Becomes Her, which I think I on mic was like, I don't know. That's like the least techie of the techs for me for Death Becomes Her, but like maybe. And I think I said Dead Outlaw instead. And then wouldn't you know it, Death Becomes Her, just like, fuck you, Matt Koplik.
I felt like it was either going to be Floyd Collins or Dead Outlaw, and it wasn't going to be both.
Yeah. I think I also had Pirates in here for lighting design.
And let's talk pirates.
Yeah. Let's talk Pirates.
Yeah. That's
What do you want to talk about, Rachel?
I don't know. I just was expecting to see it pop up more often, and it just didn't. I was very sad about it.
See, I can't say I was sad. I don't love this revival, but I did expect to see it do a little bit better. And I
Yeah.
will say I'm probably sad mostly that like I did think it was a very well designed production. And so I was not upset, but like surprised that things I thought were objectively quite lovely about it in my eyes were
It knew
not
what it
recognized.
was, and it like executed it very well, which I
Yeah.
appreciated.
The things that I have issues with also were not recognized. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just sort of take my W's along with my L's for this one and just and walk away. They did get their revival. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. I was surprised, sometimes pleasantly, sometimes not pleasantly, with what they were left off for. But like also with this lighting design category, there's nothing here necessarily that I'm like angry about. Death Becomes Her is the only one that I'm like less of the lighting design for that was so spectacular. It was good, it was very good. But whereas like these other four shows, I felt the lighting was a character.
Yeah.
I felt like Death Becomes Her was more like the lighting boosted everything else.
It
Which is,
accentuates. Yeah.
yeah, which is like nothing wrong with that too. The lighting also helps with a lot of the effects of that show. The special effects in Death Becomes Her wouldn't look as good without the lighting. So I get it. I do get it.
If you had to pick like your favorite from the nominees.
Oh, my favorite. Like, what would I vote for of these 5 nominees? I would vote for Floyd Collins for sure. Again, if I were to actually, let me rank it here because there's nothing here that I wouldn't vote for. If you're like Matt, you have to cast a vote for maybe Happy Ending or Rachel's hair will fall out. I'll be like, oh, that's not a problem. I'll happily do it. There are
get
other
away.
categories where I'm like, I don't know if I actually would feel good about myself casting that vote, despite what would happen to Rachel's hair. I would probably do Floyd Collins, maybe Happy Ending second, Sunset Boulevard third, Buena Vista Social Club fourth, and then Death Becomes Her fifth. But like, Death Becomes Her for me is like a 9 out of 10 lighting design. So yeah.
I loved all the purple lights throughout the house as well. I thought that
sure.
they transformed the house really nicely, and I'm always appreciative of like that full experience that sets the tone before you
Yeah.
start watching.
Completely. I do want to give a shout out to the lighting in Swept Away. Very beautiful lighting there.
Yeah.
And there was another one I was thinking of as we were just talking. Can't remember what it was now. Ah, well, fuck my drag. I forgot. There was some other show where it was like, Just in Time. I thought the lighting for Just in Time was very well done, well executed.
Nice. Yeah.
Have you guys seen her yet?
No, that's one of our 3.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. There were a couple of things that I was very happy about with Just in Time today with nominations. We'll get to her.
Great.
Okay, so we'll get to costume sets and choreography in a second, but first let's take a quick break.
Billy, I beg to differ with you. How do you mean?
You're the top.
Yeah.
You're an arrow collar. You're the top. You're a Coolidge dollar. You're the nimble tread of the feet of Fred Astaire.
And we're back. Costume design uva play.
Yeah.
We have Good Night and Good Luck, Picture of Dorian Gray, Oh Mary, Stranger Things, predicted all 4 of those, and then Hills of California, which I believe I had a knock knocking on heaven's door instead of English, which I thought was going to get a contemporary design nomination. But
a tough get.
yeah, but I mean, we have 4 period pieces and then Dorian Gray, which is like an alien period piece.
Yeah.
So I always say like it's really hard to go against period pieces. It's costume design that people who maybe aren't costume designers can recognize.
Yeah.
But I thought
it feels like something's happening.
Yeah. I was sad.
Sorry, is that squeaking coming through?
Nope, I don't hear no
Okay,
squeaking.
I was gonna say if you can hear her playing with her toy, let me know and I'll switch to a different toy.
She's trying
Her
to
is
do
their
the
dog
ASMR
Dot.
now.
Everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Our dog Dot Surat of
That's right.
Sunday fame.
Yeah, we didn't want anyone to think that there was like somebody randomly in the corner of your
It's like
apartment.
squeaking.
Yeah. Do you hear that squeaking?
Dot
You
is
shouldn't be hearing any
a
squeaking.
redheaded model who can't read.
Squeaky
so.
from. Oh,
Squeak. Yes, that'll be your second dog, Squeaky from.
Cute. I actually kind of love that, except for the implication, but it's fine.
Sure. Well, just let people know that they're called Dot and Squeaky. You don't have to say their full name.
Yeah.
Squeaky, the character from Assassins, not the person.
Not the woman who lived. Yeah, I mean, any thoughts here outside of what I just said with costume design of a play?
Yeah. So is it, how many from are from the 50s? What are we looking at?
Good Night and Good Luck.
Yeah.
Hills of
Stranger
California.
Things.
Stranger Things, yeah. Well, Hills of California is 50s and 70s.
Yeah.
So that helps. And Stranger Things, so yeah, 3.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
And like
and-
completely different takes, which I kind of love.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say like Stranger Things is how would you describe Stranger Things as 50s?
It's like 50. Was it 50? Set in 59.
Yeah, but it's a very different tone of
It's
1950s.
it's like Grease. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like doo-wop, but
It's
I don't
scary
know.
Grease.
Scary Grease.
It's
Oh.
like David Lynch Grease,
Yeah.
where there's like that
1000%.
rosiness physically, but you're like, oh, it's so uncanny, it feels off, and that sets the tone.
Yeah, it's M. Night Shyamalan's Grease too. Because they're putting on a show.
Yeah. And let's do it for our country. You know what I mean?
Let's do it for our country, the red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, there's nothing here that super surprises me. I think I should have seen Hills of California's costume nomination be a little more, not obvious, like possible. At the time, I think I was nervous that Hills of California was going to underwhelm with nominations. But it being a period of 2 different periods absolutely helps it. And then Oh Mary, I always was like, it's 1800s, but it's like colorful and gay. So like, of course they're getting nominated for that.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for that hoop skirt alone.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. God.
Easy.
Both of those hoop skirts, hers and Louise's.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Super fun.
Next,
And
we
then
have costume design of a musical, Death Becomes Her,
Yeah.
which is
Slam dunk.
slam dunk. She's winning that with that bedazzled vagina outfit that Michelle Williams wears. Come on. Just in Time, which we talked about in the predictions. You never ever bet against Catherine Zuber, and never ever against a bet one musical from the 1950s coming on through. Boop, again, no surprise with the black and white to color costumes.
Yeah,
like that's
great.
just, that
Great,
was
great number.
That was Greg Barnes being like, "You will nominate me."
Yeah.
Buena Vista Social Club, which I also predicted.
Yeah.
And then the surprise, maybe happy ending. I literally wrote in the Discord channel before the nominations happened. I was like, I think Death Becomes Her might get one nomination more than maybe happy ending because like they'll get choreography, they'll get costumes, and maybe happy ending probably won't get either. And I was like, and then the Tonys were like, fuck you, Matt Koplik.
You know, stranger things have happened.
It's literally happening at the marquee.
Yeah. I was sad. It's always tragic when like there's a show that's quite literally about making clothes and then it's not nominated for costumes. Like that was pretty sad for me. I was like,
For Real Women Have Curves.
yeah, that was sad.
Get
But
that.
I understand it, but at the same time, it's unfortunate.
My review for Real Women Have Curves will be coming out along with Old Friends and Dead Outlaw and probably Wonderful Talented Encores. Maybe who we'll find out soon enough. What I will say is when I was predicting it for Tony's, it was a mixture of some of my feelings on the show, but mostly just the general vibe that was going around about it. And I did want the show to be a little better than it was. I felt like everything was like 15% not quite where it needed to be to really like hit hard. So like I agree with you. Like I understand the sadness about the costumes. And I thought that they did a very nice job. I was like, it just needed like one more tweak. And then I think they could like I think everything could have sort of fallen in line for like musical, book, actress, costumes, just like need a little more one more snap at that. Because I thought that like the curtain call costumes were really what kind of sold it, but everything before that, I was like, oh, this is all appropriate, if not necessarily mind blowing.
Right. Yeah. It's not Bob Mackie fashion show and the Cher show where it's like we're actually showcasing these beautiful dresses that they're making. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
except the Bob Mackie Tony Award, Rachel and Will, is one of the ones I dislike the most of the last 10 years.
And
I really
that's
dislike that
a separate
Tony.
podcast because if we start talking about that,
I can't do it.
this
I
is gonna
can't
be
do it.
3 hours long.
I can't do it. I already have mentally cut my rant about a certain book writer this season. That's already going to be out of this episode. I will keep this because Bob Mackie has so much money and is so iconic and famous and has done such amazing work that he doesn't need my rant to feel bad. But I don't agree with that Tony win at all.
Yeah, and sorry to trigger you. Speaking of triggers.
Yes, you're triggered by like scary things. I'm
Yeah.
triggered by mediocre things.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Tough.
I'm a tooth kooky. There's nothing. Maybe happy ending definitely surprises me. I'm not angry about it. Mostly, I think I am disappointed that Pirates didn't get in here. That was
Yeah.
a very solid costume design, I felt. But I mean, it seems that the Tony nominators just were really underwhelmed with that revival, which I can't be mad about. I did think, what if, like, is there a world where Mattress surprises with revival and gets like one other nomination and it's costumes? But the more I think back on it, the more I really just was so underwhelmed with that revival that I'm not mad about it. Yeah.
Has anything that started at Encores then and transferred to Broadway taken a costume or a design
No.
Tony before?
I don't believe so.
I mean, Chicago, I think won lighting, and I think
Sure.
I think William Ivy Long was nominated for his costumes for that. Don't quote me on that. I think he
That
was nominated.
sounds right.
Yeah, I feel.
But we're
in
talking
my bones, I
that's
feel-
30 years ago. That's not
Yeah,
the
and also
encores we're
like
talking
Chicago
about
was
now.
a running and was like such a phenomenon.
Yeah.
Because I mean, well, are we like
Gypsy?
counting?
Oh, maybe the
Gypsy
the
transfer?
2008.
Yeah, Gypsy, the Patty LuPone Gypsy transfer, they got a costume nomination at the time, which is also why I thought maybe they would get one this time. But okay. Okay. Sorry. No. Remind me we got to talk about this later on as Gypsy continues getting nominations later on. But them not getting a costume design nomination today is giving me some flashbacks of a previous revival, which we will be discussing.
Putting a pin in it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
Costume pin.
yeah, any costume. Well,
We're gonna be here all night. We're gonna
and
be here.
yet I did not get a single chuckle from Rachel when she said "Stranger Things have happened." I'm like, they're literally happening at the marquee, and she was like, "Yeah, moving on."
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm traumatized by it. I don't want to think about it.
I know, but like literally, it's Stranger Things. Anyway, sorry. This is every
Sorry,
time
wait,
Will and Rachel-
give it to me again.
No, I
It's-
can't. I won't
no,
do
no,
it. The magic's gone.
stranger
It's
things
gone.
have happened.
It's lost. I lost it. I lost it. I can't. I lost it.
Ha 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 ha.
No, we're done. We lost it. It's ruined.
Wow.
It's ruined. I lost my big O. The moment's ruined. But every time Will and Rachel are on, it's Will making dad jokes so quickly and so quietly that I have to make him repeat it because I'm talking over him. And then he says it. Rachel and me being like, I hate you and that's good and that's stupid. And then me trying to make one, failing, then making some like random ass sex joke and Rachel acknowledging it, Will being like, so lightning design of a play. Like that's
What a dynamic.
this is our dynamic every time. I love it. And the Discord listeners are so thrilled you guys are back. So thank you for coming back on.
You're very generous to have us. Thank you.
I could not be more thrilled. Any final thoughts about costume design of a musical here? Any ones that you're super thrilled about? Ones you maybe were hoping to get in?
No, the maybe happy ending surprised me. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's good. It's all good.
Yeah. I think we were all surprised by that one, but like not in a bad way, just surprised.
They kind of maybe happy ending. The costumes remind me of like The Sims. Does that make any sense? I mean, I get like with the robots and everything, but like it's kind of like when you start in The Sims and you're like randomize, and it's like throw a beret on there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like I
absolutely.
don't mean that as like a negative at all. But it's just sort of like where my brain goes costume wise. I'm like, okay,
I
sure.
think they would take that as a compliment. I would imagine that was semi-intentional on their part.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
If that was the thought, like
I mean, that show is so meticulously designed. I can't imagine that's The Sims do not come up in their conversation.
yeah, I feel that spiritually as someone who grew up obsessed with The Sims.
Yeah. Okay, scenic design of a play. Hills of California, Picture of Dorian Gray, Stranger Things. Predicted all of those. Did I say Good Night and Good Luck at first? The projections in Good Night and Good Luck were deemed eligible with the set design, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or maybe it was deemed with the lighting. I can't recall. But whenever they were like, oh yes, this is where the projections are eligible, I was like, oh yes, they're going to get nominated for that because
Right.
projections are there. And then English, which I wasn't expecting. Of all of the classroom sets, that was the one I did not expect.
Yeah. And with English, because of the Todd Hames Theater, there's like in the orchestra level, and I don't know if these are like lottery seats or if people are buying these, but there's like those weird sort of like side rows. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like the little deuce seats like
Yeah.
next to each other.
Like underneath the
Depending
balcony.
on which way the set in English was tilted, those people could not see.
Yeah.
And I think for that alone, I was like, oh, ineligible. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is I loved the thought behind it. But if you're creating a set that quite literally then like half the play, people in specific seats cannot see anything, that's a huge issue for me.
Well, you know who's not in those seats?
Yeah, the people who are voting. I know.
Yeah.
But we weren't in those seats either, but I could see them quite literally like
Really
craning their necks out to be able to see something, and I was like, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, but I think
In a
that's where
different theater, you wouldn't have that issue, but it's you're designing for the theater you're in, right? So
but I think you and I, and Will, I'm assuming, but he seems pretty elitist. You and I think of the people when we
Yes.
go see these shows. We remember what it was like to be in the backmost corner of the theater and like have to strain our necks to see stuff. So even when I have a good seat, if I see other people straining, I'm like, that's a ding for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we get invited to a lot of things now, which is very incredible and I'm very grateful. But in the back of my mind when I'm watching things, I'm always like, if I was in the last row of the balcony, would I like that? Like, I'm having a great time because I'm in a great seat, but would I like this if I was sitting in a not optimal seat? And I'm always kind of coming from that perspective because I think you sort of have to. It would be unfair for me to like go out and be like, it's the best thing I've ever seen. And then like,
Yeah.
it's only because I was like literally in the perfect spot to witness it. So
Yeah. That's how I feel right now about a couple of performances this season where people are like, oh, you really need to be up close to appreciate it. I'm like,
we'll
no,
get
fuck
there.
that.
Yeah, we
Fuck that.
literally just had this conversation last night. So
Yeah, I think the best performances absolutely fill the theater to the back wall. And maybe the closer you are, the more nuances you find. And you're like, oh shit, like things that if I were in the last row, I wouldn't see that, but like I still loved it from the last row. I've had people tell me about a couple performances this season, like, oh, if you were in the mezzanine, like it didn't register as well as it did in the orchestra. I'm like, well, then that's a half-baked performance in my eyes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's
You
tough.
can't do a performance for 1,500 people and be like, well, the 800 who are closer to me will appreciate it. I'm like, no, there's
Yeah.
700 other people there.
Yeah.
They spent their money and time with you too.
Yeah. And those
Yeah.
seats in the back are now very expensive. So what are we talking
What
about?
truly, I'm
What
like, no.
are we talking about?
If the either theater is elitist or it's for everyone, and it's for everyone, play that show to everyone. That's as we get into the scenic design of a musical. That is my one caveat with the maybe happy ending design is like there are sightline issues with that one as well. Not
big
as
time.
not as egregiously as English. Like it's not that there. It's not like the main action you'll still be able to see, but there are details that are hidden. Because I first saw maybe happy ending, not from my press seats, but from comps that friends had, and we were towards the side, and I was like, "This is really lovely," but it's whatever. And then I got to go back with my own press seats, which were dead center. Thank you. And I was like, "Oh, I'm
This
seeing
is a different
everything."
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different. It's a totally different show, and I'm
Yep.
obsessed with it.
Tough.
But it like that is a ding I have against it for sure. Which leads us to scenic design of a musical. We have
Yay!
Swept Away,
Insane.
maybe happy
Insane.
ending, Buena Vista Social Club, Death Becomes Her, Just in Time. I predicted 4 out of the 5. I did not predict Swept Away. Although someone on the Discord channel did ask the night before, "Hey Matt, do you think Swept Away has a shot at scenic design?" And I said, "Sure, anything's possible."
And you were right.
Yeah.
They
But
were
you
right to
did
bring
get
it up, and I was
Wait.
right to not shoot them down.
Can we talk about the fact that the only nomination for Swept Away and it's a woman?
I love it.
I
yeah.
love it.
People
I
are
love it.
screaming misogyny right now with the leading performer categories, and I'm like, hey, the
Hey.
one woman from Swept Away got nominated.
The one. Oh, I loved it. I said good for everybody.
No, what it is it's the Lucille Bluth meme. Good for her.
Good for her. Exactly. We'll make it right after we after
Yeah.
we get off.
I will
With
say
our
I
meme
did
roundup.
expect Sunset to get in when they announced that the videography was included in the set design.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess with Good Night and Good Luck and Picture of Dorian Gray, they're like we're a little tapped out with screens.
Screens. I know, but I don't know. I like what Sunset does with the screens more than I like what Goodnight and Good Luck does with the screens.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I get it's also play versus musical. There's many things,
Yeah.
but I
And
mean, if
Dorian
we're
Gray
looking
also
at it-
has like tangible sets in addition to the screen. Like there are things that pop out on that.
and the screen, it's she's acting with herself on the different screen. You know what I mean? It's like a completely different thing. So,
Yeah.
There's a coordination level there.
oh,
That's
insane.
wild.
Yeah. I love that Sarah Snook, after all those years in Succession with Jeremy Strong and Brian Cox, she's like, "Can I just act opposite myself for a while,
Yeah.
please? I need to be alone.
Please
Please
think
keep me away from these
dramaturgically it makes
goddamn men."
sense.
get Culkin down the street.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Any thoughts on these set design nominations? Any that you were sad to see not get in?
Yeah, Sunset for sure. Sunset for sure. I got to experience some of that. I was invited to experience some of their like tech up close. Like they took a group of us backstage and we got to like have like the Norma up close moment, and just how much and how many people go into quite literally that moment during the car chase where it's just like her like bathed in light and she's looking so beautiful. It's like how technically complex it was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes me sad for them not to get the nomination. But
Yeah.
it's also not the Tony voters aren't having that same experience that I did. So I can appreciate that they make it look very easy, and I can't stress to you how many things have to go right at the same time to make like that one little moment happen.
Yeah. I feel that. I absolutely feel that. Will.
I love that in Death Becomes Her, the Lunt-Fontanne has like this kind of pointiness to it. It's very like I'm picturing these they're not arches. I can't remember what they're called.
Oh,
when
I
it's
know what you
curving
mean.
upward, and that continues into the set itself
Oh,
with like candelabras and
Yeah, like and flying buttresses and things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah. It
going-
extends into the theater. Yeah,
it
yeah,
made
yeah.
it seem so much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And just from a first impression, I thought that was so fun.
Dare I say theatrical?
Theatrical.
Yeah. So fun fact, by the way,
Mm.
I have a TDF ticket for Death Becomes Her tonight.
Ooh, fun.
I bought it like 3 or 4 nights ago. Because I when the cast album came out, I was like, huh, I think I should give this another go. Because I liked it last time. I saw it in November and I liked it, but I had heard so much about like, oh, it's the best time since Titanic. I was like, oh, I'm fucking sold. And I walked out, I was like, that was solid, but like, Jen was really what did it for me. And with the cast album, I was like, oh, songs that I was like iffy on, I'm really liking now. And there's some songs that I still have not totally sold on, but like I'm more sold on the score and I'm more sold on Megan now. I'm like, oh, I want to go back and give this a fair shake, especially since like I gave Gypsy a second shot. I went back and saw Sunset Boulevard, and I'm seeing Real Women Have Curves a second time. Like I gave a couple of different shows like a few chances. I'm like, let me give Death Becomes Her a second chance. So I bought the ticket, not realizing that it was going to be Tony night, or the night of the nominations. And I've been telling people the last 2 days, I'm like, that's either going to be a rock concert or it's going to be the angriest show those women have ever given. And
well, you get the former. That's so fun.
I get the rock concert.
That's really fun. That'll be a fun room to be in tonight for sure.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. That might be like one of those special evenings, like seeing Color Purple the night before the Tonys and Fun Home the night before it opened, where we all just knew Fun Home was going to win everything. So we're waiting for the reviews. We're waiting for the reviews. It was so good. Yeah, no, I agree with all of you. And I'm happy with Septaway's design nomination.
I am too. I thought that it was so well done.
Yeah.
It was so well done.
I am
really
very
happy
mid on
for the
that show in general, but
Yeah.
my midness has nothing to do with the design. It has nothing to do with the cast. And if like it has one representative nomination, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
Again, Rachel, because it is who? The woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's equal rights and equal wrongs.
Smash eat your fucking heart out. Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll take another break.
Yay.
We can either do orchestrations or choreography.
Let's do orchestrations.
Yeah. This is why I like you guys. Okay, best orchestrations. We have Just in Time, Maybe Happy Ending, Buena Vista Social Club, Sunset Boulevard. I predicted all 4 of those. And then Floyd Collins, which was my like, I hope, I really want it. It's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
I think I said Pirates originally for my prediction because it was such a like rebrand of the music.
Yeah. I was
But I
really
did
surprised by that.
Yeah, but I also did say I didn't love the orchestrations of Pirates. So I was like, this is me going, okay, I think people are gonna like appreciate the swing, even though I thought it was kind of a mess. I was like, I really hope it's just Floyd Collins. And then the Tony voters or the Tony nominators listened to my podcast, my Pirates Floyd Collins Just in Time podcast, and they're like, let's listen to Matt Koplik. He does have the best taste. And so now we have what we have.
Said he's got a point.
He has the 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised by Sunset, I guess. Not because I don't think it's worthy. I think it was just it would have been an easy one to just not include. I don't know if that makes any sense.
So when the last time I did predictions, or no, it was I was reading listener predictions, and people had written in Sunset, and I had said like I don't think it's eligible because it didn't sound like a brand new orchestration to me. So
Right. Yeah. I guess that's kind of where I was coming from too. It didn't even cross my mind as a possibility.
Yeah.
So
And
when
then
they said it, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
so when
mean,
they announced that it was eligible, I viewed it as the Jonathan Tunick for Merrily nomination,
Yes.
where it's
Yes,
like
yes, of
you
course.
haven't rethought this, but it is technically new, and this
but
is the
that's
way
kind
to
of how I
fund it.
feel about Floyd Collins, where I'm like, okay, we can't get Gettle in, but here's how we
We honor the
recognize,
score.
yeah,
Yeah.
how great
I
the
guess-
score is.
I have more. I don't want to say the word respect, but like I have more appreciation, I guess, for an expanded orchestration than a reduced one.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, granted, like it's really with Sunset, it is magnificent how they make. I think it's 19 pieces sound like 40, and that's also sound design, and it's the same thing at Old Friends. But like also, Floyd Collins went from like a 4 or 5 piece orchestra to 11, and like adding a whole new bunch of instruments. So it is the sound we love from that score, but like it's just richer. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job. I was
I'd
really
say like
thrilled by
fully
that.
realized is how I would describe it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm trying to remember, was there harmonica in the book the first time? Because where I was seated, I got just a perfect view of the harmonica player, and I was like, "This is so cool! I've never seen a harmonica player in a Broadway pit."
Yeah, I think I I'm trying to remember the recording of the call, and I feel like there's a harmonica in there, but do not quote me on that. I could
I
be.
I feel like there is, but I'm like, am I making that up because I want there to be?
Yeah,
You know
am
what
I
I mean?
Mandela affecting this?
Yeah,
And it could have been
exactly.
on the recording, which are sometimes expanded, but not in the show. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I remember. God, what was it? There was when the falsettos revival came out, people who only knew the recordings came to see it and would write on Broadway World like how upset they were that like they reduced the orchestra. Oh, they rewrote these lyrics, and some of the lyrics had been rewritten, but a lot of people were like, "Girl, have you never actually seen falsettos? Because it is different from March of the Falsettos and Falsetto Land. Like they made tweaks to it when it went to Broadway in '92, and like they expanded the orchestrations for the recording. Same thing with like Book of Mormon. It's like 9 pieces in the theater. It's almost 30 on the recording.
Yeah,
And
tough.
so yeah, so it's entirely possible that like yeah, they added the harmonica for the recording, and then Gettle was like, you know what I've always wanted in the theater? That harmonica.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is a way to honor the score, which it's very clear that people love that score and love that show and have a deep appreciation for it.
Yeah, me for sure. It was like a college hyperfixation.
Faux show. You know what also kind of blew my mind when I was reading early reviews from previews of Floyd Collins? People who were like, "Oh, I'm so excited to see it. I like this show," and then they're like, "Ugh, there's no set and Jeremy's in a chair 90% of the time." And I'm like, "You said you know this show."
Yeah, what did you want to happen?
Where was the tap number? Why doesn't he use his powers? Like,
Well,
what?
like people were like sharing photos from like college productions of Floyd Collins. They're like, "Look at the set they made for this." I was like, Floyd Collins has never been about the set.
No.
In fact, like I would argue, like those college productions are over designed. Like it's always been a black box. Although
It's giving college students something to do and learn and stretch. It's not necessarily for the show.
Homie's
It's
in
for
a
the
cave.
student.
I don't know what you want. Like,
no, homie is in a cave. Can I
Homie's in
say
a
something very
cave.
controversial though? This is my Jesse Green troll moment here.
okay. Yeah.
So eventually I will release my what I would have nominated picks, but I will give a spoiler alert right now, trolling everyone. I would have nominated Floyd Collins for set design. Whoops. I would have done it.
Yeah.
I would have done it. That
Yeah.
stage deck
Yeah.
has fucking tricks and surprises in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when the moment the main platform went up in the call and like Jeremy rose 12 feet and then had to like
Yeah.
climb down, it was like, I'm sorry, fucking set design nomination.
Yeah. That's an adult Chuck E. Cheese right there. That's what I said. This is incredible.
That's Jenga in the dark is what that is.
Well, and singing his ass off. So what now?
Jeremy aside, it's like which we'll get to that when we get to his
Yeah.
category, but like just yeah, the moment they did the call was like there will be bumps in this production, I'm sure of it. We are talking about Miss Tina Landau after all, but like this number is so perfect
Perfect.
that I am not upset. I am not upset.
No.
And
It
then
was so
there were other
thrilling.
wonderful highs in that production as well. So like it's not as if like the call was great and then it was all downhill from there. Like there were other amazing highs.
It was all downhill from there in a sense that,
Oh,
well,
Stranger Things, Rachel. Stranger Things. Yeah, I mean, the thing with orchestrations, and we talked about this in predictions, like usually it's one of three things. It's a best score nominee. Often the front runner will be nominated as well. Last year with Suffs was an anomaly, but usually it's like you have two or three best score nominees in there for orchestrations. Sometimes a revival that does like a whole brand new thing for it. So Woklahoma, or this year we got Floyd Collins. You know what I mean. Last year with Merrily wasn't brand spanking new, but sure. Company, Kiss Me Kate in 2000, Kiss Me
Right.
Kate in 2019.
Right.
This is off the top of my head. I'm a freak. Or jukebox musicals that do funky things with the original material. So here, we have two of those. We have Buena Vista Social Club and Just in Time, which, jukebox musicals that do funky things. We have only one best score nominee, which is maybe Happy Ending, which is,
crazy.
I think, officially now winning score, in my opinion, because of this.
Right.
And then we have two.
Statistically.
Yeah, and then we have two revivals, and like those are the categories. I was hoping, and there's nothing here that I necessarily would replace it with. Maybe Sunset. Death Becomes Her for orchestrations because with that cast album, Gunkel, Adam Ellsbury, and I just like geek out all the time about how Death Becomes Her has a cowbell. And I'm like, not since Dreamgirls has there been a
Yeah.
fat cowbell on Broadway.
Yeah.
God bless Harold Wheeler for that cowbell in Dreamgirls.
Gotta have more
Absolutely.
cowbell.
And God bless the cowbell in Death Becomes Her. It's the Death. Tell me, Ernest. The I
Oh,
must
it's
be born.
Oh my
so
God.
funny.
Yeah,
It
perfect.
is
So good. Love it. Love it.
perfect touch.
Okay. Any thoughts on orchestrations before we take a break?
We love them.
What are some? Do you guys like? This is freaky, but do you guys like have any favorite orchestrations, either wins or just in general?
This is a Will question.
Yeah, I'm just coming. What the other last night? I saw Wonderful Town. The night before, I saw Gypsy, and so I've really been thinking about this one orchestrator, Red Ginsler, who just finds such perfect little like instrumentation choices. He's the guy that added the flutes to put on a happy face in Bye Bye Birdie. And it's like,
Oh, nice.
it's so inspired and it
Mhm.
feels natural and like you can't hear it any other way.
Yeah.
If you hear put on a happy face and then you don't hear the flutes, you'll be like, oh, I don't know what
Something's missing.
Something's missing.
Yeah, I can't articulate it.
Yeah. There are orchestrators who actually have gone on to shape how we know songs now.
100%.
Like, well, famously, it's who's the orchestrator? It's something Hershey or Hershey, the original Evita
Hershey K.
orchestrator. Hershey K.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
was it
Is it Hershey K? Or is that a lighting designer?
Hershey K was an orchestrator, but
I think Hershey K co-orchestrated Broadway's Evita with Weber because Weber did the
I didn't know he
orchestrations in
did.
London, and then they brought in a Broadway orchestrator.
I didn't know he did Evita.
Yeah, and Weber famously was not happy about that. But there are certain things in that orchestration that are just now part of Evita. So in Rainbow High, when they're doing the eyes, hair, mouth figure towards the end, and they have the horns doing like that counterpoint, ba 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 ba. That's Broadway. That's not London. And then also just the vamp for Buenos Aires was never in. It was not in the original concept album. It wasn't in London. Do 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 do. That came from orchestrator and arranger for Broadway. Also, I love the Easter egg of Jonathan Tunick in Another 100 People having the Bobby babies in there.
Yeah, oh, it's so perfect. And I didn't hear it until I saw the company documentary. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's been there the whole time. Like
The whole time. The whole time. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I just have I have orchestrators that I love and have just like done amazing work all the time. But I mean, in terms of wins, I definitely love the Kiss Me Kate win in 2000. Those orchestrations rip. I love William David Braun's orchestrations for Ragtime,
Oh,
Tunics for
incredible.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Tunic's Titanic win is probably my favorite if I were to pick.
Yeah. You know what I love the orchestrations in Millie, and I'm
Yeah,
that's one of
Doug
those rare
Besterman.
ones.
Doug Besterman.
Doug
who did
Besterman,
the
yeah.
producers. And Smash this season.
And Millie's also, I think it's got two other people. Is Bill Byers one of them? Am I making that up? I feel like there was like one super old school dude who was in there for Millie. It's three people.
Oh,
I
he
could
just
look this
died
up.
this year. I think it might be I don't have it right now.
I'm looking it up,
He's a
and
jazz
I'm
guy.
I'm buying us time as I look it up. But it is a win I love, and one of those rare wins where it was nominated for score and won orchestrations without winning score, similar to a Some Like It Hot.
Right.
But it's Doug Besterman, Ralph Burns. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, Ralph Burns.
Yeah, who's an OG dude. This was
He did Sweet Charity, maybe?
he did do Sweet Charity, and he did Chicago. That might be an orchestration that he got on a technicality. Maybe he did the movie version of Melly and they included some of his charts. I don't know because he died.
Like he didn't have to be in the room. They were like,
well, because
we
he
just have to
died
give
at the
credit.
end of 2001, and Millie opened on Broadway in March of 2002. But
I see.
they had been in La Jolla earlier, so maybe he was on the team at the time.
Sure.
Unclear. But just the transition from Not for the Life of Me into the title song, I'm like,
Yeah.
there you go, orchestrations.
Pretty good.
Pretty
Who was the third
fucking
name?
salad. Yeah, okay, so that's orchestrations. We will come back with choreography, directors, book and score, and then the final tiers after this break.
Really, I beg to differ with you. How do you mean?
You're the top,
Yeah.
you're an arrow
And we back. So you guys, thank you. That was for you, Rachel.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
we said choreography next, right? It was between choreography and
Yes,
orchestration.
yeah.
Great. Okay.
A little
Choreography.
mo, choreo.
Choreo. Our nominees are Smoosh,
Why did you say it like that?
because I wanted to. Smoosh.
Right. Yeah, smoosh.
Smoosh. Death becomes her. Sorry. It's let me do this the way I want to.
Yeah.
It's Smoosh. Death becomes on her. And boop.
Boop, there it is.
There it is. Buena Vista Social Club and Gipsy. So Audra Gipsy. That's how we're pronouncing all of them. So yes, it's Smash, Gypsy, Death Becomes Her, Boop, Buena Vista Social Club. I expected Pirates or Just in Time to get here. I was pretty sure Gypsy wasn't getting in after Camille missed out at the Cheetah Rivera Awards.
Right. Strange.
Yeah, it is strange. It is strange. But I think what I'm learning now, similar to a Natasha Katz, similar to a Carrie Young and a Catherine Zuber, is you just don't bet against Camille A. Brown. She just tends to get nominated because she is very good at what she do. And I do love her. I was not thrilled with her work on Gypsy, but overall I'm a big fan of hers. And she just girlfriend gets nominated. She tumbles out of bed and stumbles into the kitchen and says, I will be nominated again.
See you in June.
Yes. She goes, see y'all in June.
Yeah. You just let me know what day it is. And
Exactly. I'm sure like every summer she gets her offers and she's like, which one will it be? You. See you all in June.
You're welcome.
Yes. She's like, you're welcome for the nomination. I've just insured you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how fun.
And how fun. How nice it must be to be Camille A. Brown to just know that any production you join, you're like, you'll be getting your nomination in mail.
And that's knowing your worth.
That is knowing your worth. No, I enjoy it thoroughly. What are our thoughts on these choreography nominations?
I love that Buena Vista Social Club, it's they're married in IRL, the two of them.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I love that. And then because so much of that dancing is pairs. I loved the thought of the two of them. I mean, because obviously, like we're a married couple too, and we collaborate. So I just loved the thought of them like in their living room being like, I have an idea. I could imagine them coming up with all of this, even if that's not how it worked, even a little bit. And also, not for nothing, I loved all the dancing in Buena Vista Social Club. So it just sort of added to all of it for me. I was very excited to see that.
Yeah. This is the most I've liked the Justin Peck choreo in theater to this moment. So take that as you will, everybody.
Yep.
Yeah. I do think that they are far and away the lock to win here. If I were to say there would be a possible upset, well, I think Boop is probably the second best round of choreo here. I would imagine Death Becomes Her would be a runner-up because that'll be among us girls. I am pretty sure that's going to be running still by the Tonys.
Sure.
Smoosh probably will too, but like Smoosh is not getting a choreo win for this.
Death Becomes Her, is choreo included with like the down the stair, like the fight, not fight choreo, but like
the staging of that as
like her falling
Madeline's
down the
fall.
stairs and like all of that kind of stuff. Is that I don't know. So.
I'm gonna say yes because the way that they've been promoting it on social and on YouTube is like a Chris Catelli dancer collaboration. So in a lot of ways, I think people would look at that as that is dance.
Yeah. I mean, I totally feel that way, but I also get that, like, sometimes the nominations on a technicality, it's like this counts, but not that, or what are we considering? I always go back to the Life of Pi puppets of it all, where it's just sort of like, what are we?
Or like that was costumes.
Right?
Yeah, it breaks my heart, but it's fine. That's a
Eureka
different
Days
conversation.
Revival. You know, sometimes things are just the Wild West.
Yeah. 100%. So, I totally see it being nominated for choreography when we're taking it outside of the dance itself, like when we're taking into account how when you have the problem of like how do we make it look like Megan Hilty's falling down a flight of stairs, what are we doing? Like that's brilliant, fun, great.
That's one of the highlights of the season for me. I mean, listen, Floyd Collins has The Call, but Death Becomes Her has The Fall.
The fall.
Ba-dum.
Put it on a t-shirt.
I will. I will. I was trying to think. What's a show that has a fight in it besides Death Becomes Her? Like,
Pirates?
yeah, Pirates has the brawl.
We have, I can't say what this is yet because it's not been announced, but we have a video where we do exactly this game. I'll tag you in it when we post it. Just listeners, it's like a little teaser for a show that's coming in the fall. It's this you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. Yeah. But we played a very similar rhyming game while we were.
Yeah, maybe that's a good game now for me to play for all these musicals of this season then, because we have
fun.
Yeah, Floyd Collins is the call, Pirates is the brawl, Death Becomes Her is the fall, and then like what's the shawl?
Real Women Have Curves.
Real Women Have Curves. Real Women Have Curves. That's the shawl. That's the shawl. And I'm gonna say that Smash is the stall. And that's all. Sunset Boulevard is the hall because it looks like a hallway. Listen, I'm doing massive reaches right now. I'm like basically a Reddit thread.
No.
And I'm running through the alphabet, so I'm like, okay, like A, B, C, B.
You're lapping us. We're like, wait, hold on. No, that's fun.
Yeah,
I love that.
I don't know. The doll. No, that doesn't count. Boop.
Boop is the doll.
Boop is the doll.
Easy. Done.
Ba-da-bum. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about choreography here other than everything here makes sense.
Yep.
I did think Pirates was going to be there. I didn't really have Gypsy on the edge anymore because it had been kind of underperforming throughout the quote unquote precursors, which again, I always say like they're not real, the precursors, but it does sometimes tell you like what people out there are feeling about stuff, and you're like, oh well, if this group felt that way, like there's a reality where this group could feel this way too. Yeah. And it just goes to show that the Drama Desk nominating committee could not have cared less about Hills of California, and the Tony nominators said, "Fuck you, Drama Desk. You don't tell us what to do."
That's right.
That conflict does.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Next up, let's do another biggie. Let's do Best Book. Here we have Dead Outler, Death Becomes on Her, Operation Mincemeat, Maybe Happy Ending, and Buena Vista Social Club. Okay, so this is when I was talking my predictions, and spoiler alert when we get to musical, I had talked myself out of Buena Vista Social Club being nominated for Best Musical, even though I had it in my list for like 5 months.
Yeah.
And it was because like I enjoyed that show, and I don't think that book is awful, but I was like, it is the weakest thing about it by far. And I was like, it's hard for me to nominate Buena Vista Social Club when I'm not sure it'll get a book nomination and I'm not sure it'll get a directing nomination. Like, how do you get nominated for musical without those two? Spoiler alert, they got nominated for those two. But that's when I was like, I think this is where Real Women Have Curves will show its strength and like get a book, get a score, get a musical. And then the Tonys were like, yeah, Matt, your gut was right a month ago and you talked yourself out of it, which is
sure. I mean, but an easy season to do that with.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on these books?
We haven't seen Mincemeat.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mincemeat.
So that is one of our three that we are still lacking.
But I was expecting it,
yeah,
even having not seen it, just the way that everyone has spoken about it, and like I read the reviews and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I had such a good time at Dead Outlaw, and just the way that it structurally took you on that journey. Some of the setups and jokes that were there were like, it felt very, you know what? This is the only one of these with a narrator.
Thank God. Buena Vista Social Club has a minor one. He comes out at the top of Act 1. I think at the top of Act 2.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
The orchestrator.
He's like the herpes sore of a narrator. Like he pops up every 4 months. Like he's not consistent.
He's like, and now I'm in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Surprise.
I'm a narrator for right now, and then I'm going to be in the action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to change pants and I'll be back.
I wonder if he had more narration and then they saw Hell's Kitchen and they're like, what if we toned down his narration a bit?
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. There have been quite a few narrators in musicals this season. Plays too.
Yeah.
We've had a narrator for Yellowface,
Uh-huh.
Purpose,
Uh-huh.
Our Tune.
Mhm.
There's also been, thank you, this is what I do now.
Mhm.
Musicals, Sunset Boulevard, Dead Outlaw,
He starts out as a
uh,
narrator.
Buena Vista Social Club, technically speaking.
Mhm.
I'm gonna call Sarah Snook in Dorian Gray a
Yeah,
narrator.
I would say
Yeah.
so. I would say
Yeah.
so.
I feel like there's
Tough.
another one that I'm forgetting. That might be it. But that's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
We
lot.
we got them ballads of Floyd Collins. That's them breaking the fourth wall and narrating to us.
Sure.
Also true.
Wonderful World. James Monroe,
Wonderful
Oh,
Michael
World for
Hart.
yeah.
sure.
He absolutely
Do you
narrates. My
count
God.
George Clooney at the very end of Good Night and Good Luck when he's
Sure.
just staring into our souls? Or
Staring into all of us and he says, I am George Clooney and I'm gonna make you feel bad. Now buy some Nespresso pods.
and that's correct.
That's correct. Graf Sauce, he narrates in Just in Time.
I was gonna say, so we haven't seen Just in Time, but the reaction from a lot of people that like I really respect their opinion were that they went in very skeptical of jukebox, like it being a jukebox musical, and they said they loved the format. But that's all I know. I like
Mhm.
I didn't want to have it spoiled because I do fully plan on seeing it. So I thought perhaps it could end up with a book nomination just because it was a different way of doing a jukebox musical. And that being said, do I know anything? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't know, but I wouldn't have been surprised, I
Ra-
guess.
Raquel, you know
Yeah.
many a thing. You
I
just
don't know
haven't
anything
seen
about Just in Time
for
other
sure.
than
I
Splish
will say,
Splash.
yeah, a book nomination I don't think was out of the cards for this show. It's not the best jukebox biomusical I've ever seen.
Sure.
It mostly owes all of its DNA to Jersey Boys,
Yeah.
just like in pretty much in every sense.
Yeah.
And
Well, go back to the blueprint, right?
well, exactly. Like to their credit, they went back to the last one that really worked super well,
Hmm.
and so they go off of that. They do. I don't say they deviate, but like it is a lot of Jersey Boys, but like watered down with all of the stuff that's happened since Jersey Boys with jukebox musicals.
Splish Splash.
I call it splish sploosh.
Mm.
This is the episode of rhymes and me just saying all the titles weirdly. It's the new way of doing comedic acting on Broadway. You say words weirdly to get a laugh.
And you're
And
not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. Sometimes you can, if you do it well, like a Jennifer Simard, I don't care.
Comedy is legal on Broadway, so
Comedy is legal.
hmm some
Oh,
listeners will know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it.
No.
okay. I'm okay.
Don't
I'm
worry
so
about it.
pretty. I don't understand.
And honestly, God bless. You don't need to know. It's
No.
not good.
Fantastic smoosh. So I will say, with book, yeah, like Just in Time, it wasn't a bad book. I would say it was probably on par with Buena Vista Social Club of like they both did their jobs, but they are not the things that are the most impressive about those shows.
Sure, yeah.
So it is kind of like it's like pick your poison between those two. Of like, do you want one that's sort of like a more straightforward narrative that is maybe less like breaking fourth Wally in terms of like we're Jonathan Groff now we're Bobby Darin, except we're not totally. And I guess they just sort of appreciated more the foundation that Buena Vista Social Club sets up more than Just in Time. And also Buena Vista Social Club, I guess maybe like because of the off Broadway of it all, maybe they view it like more quote unquote artistic. But yeah, I know. Just in Time is a very fun time. That is what I will say. There are certain things that they got that I was happy about. I was happy about their costume design nomination, and they've got one coming up that I'm going to talk about that I'm very happy about. Score. We have Dead Outlaw, Death Becomes Her, Maybe Happy Ending, Mincemeat, and Real Women Have Curves. This is one that I got completely right.
Really?
I did. I got this one completely right.
Good for you.
I said Bupe could get in there over Real Women Have Curves, but I just had a feeling that Real Women Have Curves was going to get it. Maybe because people looked up David Foster's voting history and weren't happy about it, and so they voted for Real Women Have Curves instead.
Well,
No.
no.
No, they don't do that. If they
No,
if they
they
did
don't.
that, some of these people wouldn't be in here as well.
And you're not wrong.
They
I'm not
Googled
wrong.
David Foster and it's like David Foster Wallace. And it's like, oh God, I didn't know that this composer also wrote Infinite Jest. And it's like, no, you're on the wrong page now.
Yeah. Totally wrong chapter. Wrong pond. Thoughts on these five, y'all?
Um, yeah, it spiritually makes sense to me. So that's where I'm at.
Similar to Miss Camille, similar to Miss Katz, Miss Zuber, I have always said it, I'll say it again. Do not bet against David Yazbek.
No, never.
That man has always gotten nominated. I'm pretty sure every single time he's written a score for Broadway, he's gotten nominated. And only one of his musicals did not get a musical nomination, which is Real Women Have Curves. Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown.
Right.
Real Women Have Curves on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown.
And would watch. I'll say leaving the theater on with the David Yazbek of it all. Like I left the theater singing those songs. I feel and Real Women Have Curves as well. I was like, it was so hooky in my head afterwards. Those were like the two that I left, and I was like, I remember these.
It's not the same melody at all, but just the rhythm of the title song of Real Women Have Curves, because it's like Real Women Have Curves. But so because of that, I kept walking out of theaters going, we can't be friends.
Yeah. And that's on Ariana Grande.
Exactly. So like Real Women Be Friends. Like that's just what it was for me. But no, that's a fun score. A lot of beautiful music, a lot of fun, catchy music. Some solid lyrics. They rhyme nozzle with menopausal, and for that, we're grateful.
I appreciated that as a woman.
As someone who loves a good nozzle, appreciate.
Yeah.
As someone who does not experience menopause, will never experience menopause, hopes to never be in contact with menopause, I loved that lyric, and that was a song where I was like, this is both camp and amazing at the same time.
Yeah, I felt that 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, if they didn't play this as well as they are, this would be a "fuck you" dress from Diana number. But yeah, it lands very well.
No, they play it perfect.
Will.
And on score, I like that with Dead Outlaw and Real Women Have Curves, that you get the sense that they weren't just all written on piano, where I think a lot of scores sound like they were written by someone playing a piano.
Right.
But you hear so much guitar, and you approach the instruments differently. So you're going to write more for like what's comfortable for you to play, and you'll voice things differently. And
it's the same with Dead Outlaw.
Yeah,
we left both
refreshing.
shows saying that it's like this was not written on a piano, and it shows parentheses compliment.
Yeah, and nothing wrong with a piano.
Of course.
But it's just fun to get different sounds in there when you're writing. Yeah, absolutely.
The rhythmic elements of Real Women Have Curves. There was just so much of that, like that hemiola rhythm, like the like these compound meter phrases snuck into bars of four.
Absolutely. The thing that I want to say is we talk about score and book for a second. Book is completely filled. Oh, and did I get book? Yeah, book I got almost completely right. Best book is lined up exactly with the best musical nominees. And the thing that I've always said is if you want to win best musical and you are eligible for best book, you have to be nominated for book. If you don't get nominated for book and you're eligible, you will not win. Right. After that, the next thing then becomes director. So we do have all 5 nominees here for director. One for book. One is not nominated for director. And the ones that are eligible for score are nominated. So like for musical, it's sort of like the big 3 down the line all set up. But then we have to sort of look into the more nitty nominees to figure out sort of hierarchy, I guess. Because then director of a musical.
Yeah.
Buena Vista Social Club, maybe Happy Ending, Dead Outlaw, Death Becomes Her, Sunset Boulevard, Operation Mincemeat, Missing Out, probably in place of Buena Vista Social Club, which, I was sort of iffy on both. The other big shocker here for a lot of people would be no George C. Wolfe for Gypsy.
Yep.
This is where I want to say a little something.
Yeah. Speak your truth.
I shall. In my predictions, I talked about how I thought Gypsy was going to get a costume nomination because I said Gypsy tends to get nominated for costumes, except for one time when it didn't get nominated for costumes and also wasn't nominated for director. And when you know it, that's the last time a Mama Rose didn't win the Tony.
And that's Bernie.
It was the Sam Mendes. I
The
can't
Sam
remember who
Mendes
did those
Bernie.
costumes.
Yeah, it was. I don't remember who did the costumes for that one. But when Angela Lansbury did it, nominated for director, I'm pretty sure nominated for costumes. One, Tyne Daly, I know for a fact nominated for costumes. Fiona V. Aldridge won. Bernie, no costumes, didn't win. Patty, Martin Pacladinez, nominated, won. Now listen, conspiracy tinfoil hat theory, maybe. Again, this is where my Reddit hand is showing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're the stats guy.
Yeah, if we don't look at our history, how are we supposed to learn from it? I'm just saying. Yeah, what do we think of this 5?
Yeah, I was very happy to see Jamie Lloyd Sunset Boulevard. I was a little bit afraid that you talk to people and it's either they're obsessed with it or they hated it.
Yep.
And I was just afraid that was going to kind of shake out not in his favor, and I think that would have been a real shame. So I was very happy to see the nomination because I think what he did with Sunset Boulevard is insane. Parentheses compliment. Like, I loved it so much. I love nothing more than taking a piece that people are like intimately familiar with and being like, actually, here's a completely different way of seeing it and it still makes sense. Like, that to me is just like the most thrilling thing. So I was very happy to see it.
Absolutely. I've always felt pretty strong about him being nominated for this. This Sunset Boulevard, and when this production was in London, it was the same thing of the critics were very mid on it, but audiences were so up on it. And then the Olivier's ended up being really up on it. And I feel like that's going to be a repeat here for this show of like,
I hope so.
yeah. I mean, it's such a big swing. And like the Tonys have also shown that they're not afraid of revivals taking big swings with, the Gender Bent Company, Wokelahoma. Just if you don't have to be like a super respectful but like kind of careful revival, that might get you a ray from Jesse Green. But if you actually like are making a bold choice, that kind of gets rewarded. Also, I was looking back at my notes. So my caveat on Gypsy is if we take aside the original production, which is again the anomaly because they won nothing. If your Gypsy production was nominated for director or costumes, your Mama Rose won. Because Angela Lansbury, they got nominated for director, she won. Tyne Daly, was costumes, they won. Bernie, it was neither, she lost. And then Patty, it was director and costumes, and she won. And this Gypsy doesn't have a director or costume nomination. Now they have a choreography nomination. So maybe that is the secret sauce that we haven't had since 1959. I'm just simply saying,
statistically,
research is our friend. And I have spoken to a lot of people today who were very upset about a specific omission in a major category, which we will get to. And I was like, I don't know if you have been listening to my podcast, like I'm sad about it, but like you had to be emotionally prepared for it. Yes.
Real quick. Is there fuzziness coming through or is it just my headphone?
I'm not hearing anything from you.
I'm not hearing it either.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
We're having technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. What is this? That one performance of Sunset Boulevard?
Get the megaphone.
All right. Can you say something?
Hi, Will.
Oh, cool. Okay. I
Okay.
think it was just some. I don't know.
Your homophobic headphones.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be our band name. Okay.
That's a good band name.
It ain't bad. Beats Dead Outlaw, am I right? So, best director of a musical. We've all said our piece about it.
Yeah.
Will, anything you want to say about director of a musical here?
I like these. I think that it's
Yeah.
direction that I was like, yeah, this was solid. It was everything just was shaped right.
Yeah.
And I just hope everybody has fun.
Y'all
all
enjoy
the
your
teams
time
win.
together. I did say on Tuesday, it's, to not that I thought it was actually going to happen. Like, if there's a wild card that could happen, I could see a Tina Landau for Floyd Collins happening, just because like she gets nominated. She's been nominated for worse things. Cough, cough, mother play, cough, cough. And it's just, this is again a way to sort of honor her work on the show beforehand. But I am not sad that she wasn't nominated. I get it. But I was sort of telling people, hey, just keep it on your radar. It could happen. It could happen. Okay, moving on. Director of a play. English, Hills of California, Oh Mary, John Proctor is the villain, and Picture of Dorian Gray. I was 4 for 5 on this. I thought
Okay.
Felicia Rashad was going to get nominated for Purpose,
Mm.
but I did say Knock Knock Knocking on Heaven's Door is Kip Williams for Picture of Dorian Gray, and that is what happened. Thoughts, prayers, hot takes.
I loved the direction of Dorian Gray. I thought that everything was, there are always cameras. There are always so many cameras on stage for this one, and you are aware of them, but then you stop seeing them and you're looking at the screens. I always feel like you were looking exactly where Kip Williams was telling
Wanted
you
you
to look.
to. Yep.
And then you realize you're not looking at the person, you're looking at the screen, which is just as you the audience become as consumed with this image as Dorian Gray does. I thought that was so well done. I was so impressed.
Yeah. It's kind of like being on a dark ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is sometimes hard for me to reward impressiveness over engagement. Which is not to say that I was not engaged with Dorian Gray. I was. I got a little off the ride in the last 20-ish minutes, but again, overall, the just achievement of it is something that you cannot deny. And so I'm not mad at this nomination at all, and I totally get it. There's been a lot of really intricate, phenomenal, and exciting work in the staging field with this, and I hate to say it, two of the most exciting directings of the year coming from London, which is to say nothing of Hills of California and that amazing ensemble work. But just saying. It should be noted, by the way, that Mincemeat did not get a directing nomination, which I think I was actually kind of expecting myself, but this sort of gives us a clue of sort of which musicals have been embraced overall. Okay, let's go into some performances, shall we? Featured actor in a play. Here's the thing about featured performances. I said this already, but both sides of the coin, I was like, this is the Wild West.
Yeah.
And truly anything could happen.
Really go in any. Give us 1 second.
Kerr?
Featured actor in a play.
Yes. Francis Jew, Bob Odenkirk, Conrad Ricamora. I called those three. And then Gabriel Ebert and Glenn Davis, who I had as possible upsets, but I wasn't totally convinced. I underestimated how much they would love Purpose and John Proctor as the villain. R.I.P. Bill Burr for Glengarry Glen Ross. You were the best performance in that show. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, but I'm saying looking at this. This is not a bad lineup either.
No, it's a very cool lineup. It's not. I don't know that I had like any of the. I don't remember what I had, but I was pretty surprised.
People were very big on Bill Irwin and Zachary Quinto getting in, which I thought were kind of long shots. Spoiler alert: Cult of Love ended up goose egging today,
which is a shame.
I enjoyed it a great deal.
Yeah,
but I also get it. That's a case again of like you closed and there was a lot of competition.
A Christmas play in June is tough. Yeah.
And we already have like one family play dominating this year, and it's like the one that's still running.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm pretty thrilled that Glenn Davis got in for Purpose. I don't know if you guys saw Purpose or if you saw Downstate at Playwrights Horizons. Downstate at Playwrights Horizons is still one of my favorite things I've seen in the last like 15 years. And K. Todd Freeman specifically was like the performance that's burned in my brain forever. But Glenn Davis was so fucking good in it. And I'm glad that he's getting some roses today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the John Proctor nomination. I don't know.
In what way?
Just when I think about that show, I get his performance isn't what I think about first. Although it's like I know he has to exist for the play to work. It was just not what I was expecting. I guess I can't properly. It's too new. I can't articulate it.
Well, wasn't he Robert Hoffler of the Rap's favorite part?
Robert Hoffler. You're gonna bring that name up in my house here, Will?
I don't even know what that is.
He's the boomer critic for the Rap, and if
anybody
sucks
review,
more than Jesse Green, it's Robert fucking Hoffler.
Yep, yes, and you know what? He's probably thrilled by this nomination. So Good
It's like,
for
finally, it's my turn.
yes.
Yes, he wins.
Haven't white men suffered enough?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I do think Gabriel Ebert did a wonderful job. It's like
Yeah. I'm not knocking the performance. I was just
no, we're knocking Robert Hoffler.
yes,
Yes.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Boo.
More like the wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, not Rodney
Dangerfield, get out of here.
The rap, more like your father should have wrapped it up that one night so we wouldn't have to deal with you today.
Oh my god.
Just saying. That's
Brutal.
my version of Saoirse Ronan's dig in Lady Bird.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. But no, I think he had such a tricky role because he had to be, and it is a thing about the play that kind of bugs me, is that role flipped so hard in the second half that I don't see the correlation between the two. And I thought it would have been more interesting to sort of show how people can still not seem like predators and yet be predators.
Yep.
And they made him go from like a very quote unquote innocent seeming guy to like then being an absolutely obvious,
Like a mustache twirling kind of.
yeah. And the whole point of it, of one of the major themes of the show is it's easy to side with victims in a distant setting when it has nothing to do with you, and you want to, politically agree with that. But then when it's in your own backyard and people who you know and have been kind to you, a lot of people can't do the mental
Cognitive dissonance.
exactly to understand. And I would have appreciated a little more of that for us. And I felt that in the second half, they made it a little too easy. I do think he navigates it about as well as he can.
Yeah.
And for a role that is like
I
very much
really
the
enjoyed
villain.
the performance. I guess when I'm thinking about this season and plays, it feels very stacked male dominated. So it's just sort of like, and again, there's a lot that I haven't seen. So I was just expecting something else. And not to knock him or his performance, I really enjoyed it.
And it happens every year, right? Where it's like there's like a couple of nominations where you go, oh, okay, that's what really stuck out to us. Okay, got it. I mean, again, with Bill Burr not being acknowledged, James Scully or Andrew Burnap in Othello, I'm like,
and that's really it.
And Andrew Burnap in Othello, I said it before, he is, in my opinion, the best performance in that production.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, he walks away with it, IMO. But so for these guys to get in, like, again, it's just like should be noted, huge congrats and like not taking anything away. Yeah,
I was happy
stacked.
to see Conrad. I really liked how tortured his Abe Lincoln was.
I always knew he was going to get in. The man receives fellatio on stage. He was not going to not get in. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I do love to see it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Listen, we all have our things.
What are you
Okay.
gonna do?
I love watching Andrew Burnap in army attire, and you love watching Conrad Rickammore's yogurt gun get attention. So
Wouldn't put it that way at all, but sure.
I remember that was your wording, right?
Oh,
That was-
yeah,
play it back,
sorry.
play back
Sorry,
the
that's a
tape.
direct quote.
I believe I got that wording from Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Yes, I think it was The Tempest that said it. But so
Is that James Joyce?
there was James jumping for Joyce. Okay. Featured actress in a play. Tala Ash for English, Jessica Hecht for Eureka Day, Nastrasa for John Proctor as the villain, and Kara Young for Purpose, all of whom I called.
Yeah.
In fact, I looked on Gold Derby and saw that everybody was calling Amalia Yu for John Proctor, who's wonderful, and I would not have been mad about her getting in. But I was like, I'm like, nobody's predicting Finistrasa? I'm like, am I the only island? And then I was the island. And then we have Marjan Nishette for English, which is a lovely nomination. And
I was so happy to see 2 English noms in this category. That was really exciting.
a couple of the fallen that I would like to just acknowledge here. Helena Wilson, Leanne Best, and Ophelia Lovibond, all for Hills of California. I See You, I Love You. Amalia Yu for John Proctor as the villain. Amber Gray for Eureka Day. I keep butchering her name because I practice it, and then when I'm on mic, I choke. But Ava Lalizarzada from English, she's the Ricky Martin speech. Molly Bernard for Cult of Love, and then Alana Arenas for Purpose. Love all of you, and in a just world, It would be one giant orgy of like 12 of you nominated, and I would do a
Mean
round
Girls
table
with the Crown, baby. We're
That's
breaking
exactly
it
what it is.
up.
A piece for each of you.
Yep.
And I would host that round table, and you would all be my best friend. But yeah, I love this group. I think this is a phenomenal five.
Yeah. Yeah. Really exciting.
Yeah. Will, women.
I think the only one I saw of this was English, but man, I loved it so much. I was just like cheering for every single nomination English got.
Yeah, it was a good day for English fans of the play, not the language. Jessica Hecht, for again, never count out Jessica Hecht. If the woman could get nominated for Summer 1976, which is a Chardonnay of a play.
I remember that's how you described it. Yep.
Yep. I was like, she's going to get nominated for Eureka Day, where she plays the most granola crunchy Karen, and could, in fact, win. This could be her time. I didn't see Carrie Young in Purpose. She was out the day I saw it. And as I said, like, she's Carrie Young. I'm sure she brought the younginess to her role, which gets her noticed because she's so good. But the role just did not feel much to me.
Can I ask a stat question while we're on Carrie Young? Has anybody ever won back to back?
Judith Light is the most recent one I can think of. She won for Other Desert Cities and Dissembled Parties.
Okay.
And Steven Spinella won back to back for Angels in America in different categories. But,
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, it's happened. It doesn't happen frequently, but it's happened enough times that it could happen again.
Right.
Yeah.
It could happen twice this season.
It could. She might have the most consecutive Tony nominations. I think
She's at 3 now.
This is her fourth.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're right. It's her fourth.
Yeah. And in the same category. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Maybe Laurie Metcalf might have a similar track record, but Laurie Metcalf, I think, is all over the place with featured and lead. I think Carrie Young might hold the record for most consecutive in one category, which is great. Good for her.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. Featured actor in a musical. We have Brooks Ashmanskas for Smoosh, Jeb Brown for Dead Outlaw, Danny Burstein for Audra Gypsy, Jack Malone for Mincemeat, and Taylor Trench for Floyd Collins.
I gotta tell you, I screamed out loud for Taylor Trench. I really enjoyed his performance in Floyd Collins. I was happy for him.
I was thrilled. And that is the nomination where I am convinced that all the nominators listened to my podcast on Monday and they went, you know what? I think I will nominate Taylor Trench.
Yeah, I thought he was so excellent.
He was. I mean, if Jeremy is the glue of that production, Taylor is the spice that makes it so flavorful. It makes it so memorable.
And what goes well together is glue and spices.
I'm sorry, is that not what you guys eat?
Oh, okay. Well,
summer bodies are coming up, kids.
Summer bodies are made
in the winter. If you're not consisting on a diet of glue and cumin, then I don't know what your fat ass is doing, but I'm eating glue and cumin.
Gross.
Gloomin'.
Doomin'. It's like Job in Arrested Development season 4 when he's eating nothing but mustard and Parmesan.
That's right. Ew.
I know, so gross.
So gross.
That's ultimately what Floyd Collins is.
Oh, no. We've gone drastically off track. Okay.
Whatever. I predicted Brooks, I predicted Danny and Jack. I had Jeb and Taylor on my cusp. I was gunning for Taylor, but I was like, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. R.I.P. Tom Thaxton for Sunset. I'm very sad about that.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Tom Sesma for Dead Outlaw. I was hoping we were finally going to acknowledge you, baby. And then Michael Urie for Mattress, who was the MVP of that revival for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Any boys here that you want to just give a quick shout out to for The Fallen?
No, I think going through my little.
I guess maybe the David Hyde Pierce of it all.
He was deemed lead. Is the thing.
Okay. He was for lead, and I think that was a huge mistake.
I agree. I'm assuming that Roundabout petitioned him for featured, and Tony said no. He's above the title, but they also gave him the last bow.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "What are we doing?"
I know.
His Modern Major General was
incredible.
So funny.
I also think if they did not have the show within a show premise, and did not open with him and the guy playing Gilbert, and they just
Yeah.
did the show, it
Yeah.
would have been a much easier time to pitch him as featured. But he opens the show and
Right.
then gets the
Yeah.
last bow,
Impression.
so it's like people are
Yeah.
going to think of him as lead.
Yeah.
And George
It's a
Rose did
shame.
get nominated for lead in the '80s for it too, but no, he should have been featured.
Sure.
Is it the
Rose.
same with Ramin too? Would
Ramin was
that
deemed lead, and honestly,
Yeah.
Brooks should have been deemed lead for Smoosh.
That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. Again, we haven't seen it, so hard, but God, I thought Ramin was so good
Oh,
in
he was
Pirates too. I
fantastic.
think that's a shame. I'm upset about that.
Yeah, I don't think that Ramin was particularly funny for me, but he looked and sounded like a dreamboat, so I'm not mad about watching him and hearing him.
What impressed me with Ramin was he's competing with the idea of Kevin Kline
Tough.
in the role too,
Mhm.
like not just in person but on camera for the role, and still managed to be so entertaining. I was really impressed with him physically, with just like the tricks he was doing during Pirate King.
He was very game. I will give him that.
Oh
Also,
my
I love you
God.
say the idea of Kevin Kline. I'm like, is Kevin Kline not real? Is he like Santa Claus?
Where I don't know, you know what I mean, where it's like,
No, I know exactly what you mean.
yeah.
No, the memory of
But
him.
I do believe in Kevin Kline, even if my Polar Express bells don't work anymore.
Chris Seaburn, Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
That was my big upset.
Yeah.
I forgot all about it.
He's
Oh, that
Ernest
number.
Menville, damn it.
Oh,
Sturgeon
with
to the
the
stars.
puppets. Oh
Incredible.
my God. That's one of my favorite numbers of the
Of
whole
the
season.
season.
I
But I'm a puppet girly, so I'm biased. But what are you
yes,
gonna do?
I know you love your Pudgy.
I do.
So when I go back tonight, I'll be interested to see if my thoughts change because I remember when I saw it in November, I thought he did a good job, but I also remember outside of that number, he really didn't have much. And when you have a show where like Jen and Megan are doing drag,
Yeah.
and like Chris has to be their straight man, I was like, I wish he could have a
Tough.
little more. But maybe when I'll go back tonight, I'll see it with whole new eyes and be like, how is he not nominated? He's
Right.
got so much great material. But it's fine. We love him anyway. It's okay. It's all good. It's all wonderful.
Yeah.
It's all wonderful.
He's not going anywhere. He's
not
gonna
going
be fine.
anywhere. He's got 2 nominations at this point, 3, and he's got Spamalot and Shrek. I feel like he's got a third somewhere that I'm forgetting. But yeah. I mean, also, never forget, he plays the masseuse who won't go down on Samantha in Sex and the City, and for that, he will always be legendary.
Iconic. Yeah.
Iconic. He picks and chooses. And for that, Chris Eber, you are, say it with me, an ally. Okay.
Was he nominated for Prom? Was that
No,
his
he
other?
wasn't.
No.
He's not? Okay.
Brooks was, though. Featured actress in a musical. Natalie Venetia Balcon for Buena Vista Social Club. Julia, I thought it was Niddle, but I guess it's Nidal for Dead Outlaw. Gracie Lawrence for Just in Time. Justina Machado for Real Women Have Curves. And Joy Woods for Audra Gypsy. I am so fucking thrilled Gracie Lawrence got in.
Yeah.
I had her on the cusp of my predictions, and I said, I'm manifesting it. Then it fucking happened. Yeah, I called 3 of these 5. I called Natalie, I called Justina, I called Joy. Louise gets nominated every single time. She just do.
Yeah.
So when when Sutton's Gypsy comes out in 15 years and I am Louise, I will be nominated. It's going to be a Jamie Lloyd Gypsy, all cameras. It's Sutton and me, and Pudgy will be Herbie. And you shake your head now, Raquel. I'm telling you,
No.
it's gonna
Pudgy's
blow
not
your mind.
Schnauzzy.
I'm more out of everything that you're saying, the least likely thing is that's Jamie Lloyd's cast, but go on.
No, it's probably gonna. Well, I'll be too old for it at that point because Jamie Lloyd likes to cast way young for his shows now.
Well, and he casts in the way that pop girls write their music, where the narrative of the person parallels the story that he's casting them into, which is why Sutton wouldn't work. It's fine. That's a whole other podcast for a whole other day.
Well, she had a tricky relationship with her mother, so in some ways it could. But no, it's probably gonna be someone from Dance Moms, and then me and Pudgy, and
that's a Jamie Lloyd production. No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it would be Maddie Ziegler, Louise, Abby Lee Miller, Mama Rose, and
Yeah.
then, like, that's Jamie Lloyd's production.
and everyone is wearing all black and covered in smoke. What do we think of these 5, y'all? Anybody in particular we want to just give a little shout out to who maybe didn't get in?
Jinx.
Jinx.
Who really wanted.
It sounds like we're like big pirate stands, and it was very much in the middle of the pack of like a very, very crowded season. But I do love Jinx Monsoon, and I thought that what she did with Ruth was worthy of a nomination for me personally.
That role is kind of the classic Gilbert and Sullivan glorified cameo, and it's she introduces some plot, has a funny bit, and then comes back to be like, hey, everybody listen to me, and everyone's like, no, we never listen to the alto at the Act 1 finale of a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, go away, come back later and have one more song, and then you leave.
Mhm.
Jinx made that so much more, and I feel like it was more than just the text. It was what she brought to it as a person and as a personality that
And the drag queen of it all. Like, I also was like, this is interesting and this isn't being done. And like, I don't know. There were so many layers where I was like, this is fun and fresh and interesting. And I like what she did with it. And I'm sad for the non-nomination. But again, really, really tough year.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would like take out to replace. You know what I mean? It's like,
I have a person, but we don't
go
have to.
on.
No, we're not taking away from anyone's nomination, and we will not take that away from them. I will say I want to give shout outs to Darlicia Searcy and Jenny Harney Fleming for A Wonderful World. All four of those wives were phenomenal, but those two were my major standouts. Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to Jennifer Sanchez for Real Women Have Curves. She plays the worker who is always dieting to get into her wedding dress. I thought she did a lot with not a much. I'm going to also butcher her name, Aline Maya Goita, who played the worker who ends up getting deported in Real Women Have Curves. I thought she did a really lovely job.
Great song too. Yeah.
And then Jordan Tyson for Gypsy, who once again I want to remind everyone this story of when I went back a second time to see Gypsy at the behest of everyone in my life, and I mostly felt the same way. But I took friend of the pod Kevin Duda, who had not seen this production yet, and when Jordan Tyson was singing Dainty June and Her Farm Boy, she was doing this. She likes to moo in the moonlight. Kevin let out the loudest Jesus Christ because she was singing so hard and so precise and so in the pocket that you could feel it in your butt. And Kevin felt it in his butt and just let out the most involuntary Jesus Christ. Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah.
A very 100%. Good Dainty June.
A very good Dainty June.
I am so happy about the Gracie Lawrence nomination. It is snaps to her. Happy for Justina as well. And I think I'm going to say this now. I'm going to predict Natalie here for the win. I also want to give a shout out to Ashley De La Rosa for Buena Vista Social Club. She did not play younger Natalie. She played younger Natalie's sister. And I thought took a role that was nothing and two-dimensional, and she gave it 3 dimensions. Good for her.
It was a very compelling role when it shouldn't have been. I'm trying to think of the right way to say it, but yeah.
No, she made a lot of not much.
Yes.
Okay. I said that was our last break, but guess what, everyone? We're going to take one last
more break.
Really, I beg to differ with you. How do you mean?
You're the top.
Yeah.
You're an arrow color. You're the top. You're a Coolidge dollar. You're the nimble tread of the feet of Fred Astaire.
And we're back. So that's my Seth Rudetsky. Best actor in a play. George Clooney, which I correctly predicted, Cola Scola, John Michael Hill. And then this is a surprise 6-person category. We have
crazy.
Yes, we got Daniel Day Kim for Yellowface, which
so great.
Yep. And I said, like, I was on the cusp about, I was like, I think he's could absolutely spoil because Yellowface is their PBS broadcast is coming. Louis McCartney, who I also had on the bubble of like, I wanted him in, but I wasn't sure if nominators were going to be willing to go the extra mile for Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And then Harry Lennox for Purpose, which I did not see coming at all. He's very good, but I was like, I did not expect a double nomination in this category.
Sure. Yeah. Especially, when you're expecting 5.
Yeah.
Silly thought. All season I've been like, why does this name feel so familiar? And it wasn't until you said it that way that I was like, oh, it's because it's reminding me of Mary Lennox from The Secret Garden and the way that the actress says on the recording, Mary Lennox, like right at the beginning of maybe like track 3 or 4.
So that did not occur to me at all until the moment you said, I was wondering why that name sounded familiar, and then I was like, oh, I know where he's going. Like
That's crazy.
a thought I never had once in my life.
Hmm.
And then the moment you're like, I had a feeling, I was like, oh, it's Mary Lennox.
You too. Your
Yeah.
brains.
I know. This is why we don't hang out more because I'm pretty sure we would just melt into a puddle on the street.
And then I'd have to take care of two of you.
I know, and you already have a dog.
I do.
I know, my
Hi.
God, and a social media account to be on top of. That's too much, Raquel.
What did you say last time? It was like you have a husband, a dog, and a cold. It was so fun. I think about it all the time. You're like, you can't have
you
it
were
all.
sick. Like now you have a husband,
Yeah,
dog,
yeah,
and a
yeah,
cold.
yeah.
You have it all. You simply have it all. Um, yeah, I want to do an RIP for the fallen here of Kit Connor and Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
which when he didn't get the nomination, I was like, oh, I think I'm wrong now about Romeo and Juliet getting in for revival. Ha ha ha! How wrong I was. In the wrong way. And then Peter Friedman for Job. Just I want to,
Yeah, he was so excellent.
Yeah.
yeah. Whatever
was so
anyone's thoughts on
excellent.
Job were, the acting was so extraordinary, and he and Sidney Lemon totally ripped, and they
Yeah.
should. We want to pay our respects.
Yeah.
Anything here that I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal and Denzel Washington famously not in here. I thought Jake was gonna get in, not Denzel. But it's like not a terribly starfuckery category. It's really just George. Like I wouldn't consider Daniel Day Kim or Cola Skull as starfuckery.
No. I mean, Cola Scola in the theater world, perhaps, but like it's deserved. So
Yeah.
I'm not. I was happy. I don't know if it's Louis or Louis McCartney. So
Louis, I
yeah,
think they
Louis.
said on TV.
They
I've been saying
said it on
this whole
TV.
thing. Yeah.
I think they said it on TV.
Didn't they mispronounce Nicole Scherzinger on TV?
Probably.
Yeah. So do we trust our Louis McCartney?
We don't. But he really is. I mean, for again, as hard of a watch that was for that show for me, he really does put that entire show on his back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he like I just think about it, like he has to be in physical therapy every single day. I
absolutely.
can't just what he's doing to his body with his body. For I don't even how what's the runtime on that show?
It's like a 3
Almost
hours.
almost 3 hours.
And
Yeah.
he's on stage the whole time doing just like insane stuff. So shout out to him. That's like a
like-
Herculean.
It's like what if Elle Woods was possessed by a demon?
Yeah, was the
truly.
demon.
Was the
Yes. Yeah, crazy. So I'm happy that he was recognized because it could have very easily not been the case.
When he takes off his shirt and shows them abs, I'm like, I know the workout you're getting. I'm not surprised you have a full-blown six-pack.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not more, if we're being really honest.
Yeah, your six-pack should have a six-pack, Louis. What are you doing? Eating bagels at intermission? Come on, kid.
Yeah.
Get
And
more
the
snacks.
Jake Gyllenhaal of it all in a year where Sadie Sink is nominated is funny to me in the All Too Well Taylor's version of it all. And that's for the girlies that are listening. They'll know what I'm talking about.
He's still got my scarf.
Yeah. Well, because isn't he also who We Are Never Getting Back Together is about? Isn't that the
Yes. Yeah, with your indie records that are much cooler than mine is a Jake Gyllenhaal burn.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know the lore of the All Too Well 10-minute version music video? And it's Sadie Sink is playing Taylor Swift.
No. Speak up.
Also, okay, so All Too Well Taylor's version, All Too Well was written about her relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal when she was 20 years old. Famously did not work out. And when she re-released Red, Taylor's version, because of the Scooter Braun buying all of her masters. I could talk for literally 6 hours about all of this, but just condensed. She did a music video for the 10-minute version of the song All Too Well, and Sadie Sink plays her essentially. And I can't remember the actor's name who's playing essentially like a Jake Gyllenhaal stand-in. So for Sadie Sink to be nominated and Jake Gyllenhaal not to be nominated, there is some sort of like karma is a cat in my lap because it loves me. Taylor Swift always on top. It all kind of connects. Again,
Yeah.
I could go on and on and on, but I'm like literally you can't see it listening, but I'm getting closer and closer to the microphone as I'm talking about it because I'm so geeked out about how funny it all is, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
It-
no shade to anybody. It's just sort of like narratively in like the pop culture space, this is a very interesting thing that happened.
Yeah. Relationships are messy, and Taylor Swift has been known to have messy ones.
Yeah.
But
And Taylor's referenced quite a bit in John Proctor's The Villain on top of it, which I found to be very funny watching, knowing all of the lore.
that she is. She is, oh boy, is she referenced. To quote Taylor Swift, this is one of my like go-to lines from that show.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, this is an interesting 6. I would probably nix out Clooney here, and if I was allowed to keep it 6 and nix out Clooney, I would put in Peter Friedman. I probably would also nix Harry Lennox for Kit Connor, but like again, I'm not taking it away from anybody. I'm happy that everyone's in, but I do want Kit Connor and Peter Friedman to know that I saw them and I respect them, and I hope Kit comes back to Broadway because that was a wonderful debut.
Yeah, really spectacular.
Leading actress in a play: Laura Donnelly, Mia Farrow, LaTanya Richardson Jackson, Sadie Sink, Sarah Snook. I got this completely right.
Yeah.
Across the board. I did want Sydney Lemon in there, but I knew that was a long shot. I figured the only person she could possibly take out would be Mia Farrow, just because that show closed a while ago, and it wasn't like, it was sort of tepidly received, but everyone did agree that like Mia was a surprise, and she did a good job.
It was her debut, wasn't it? Was that her Broadway debut?
She had done 2 shows. She'd done Love Letters. I saw her in Love Letters, but I think she did something in like the 60s or 70s.
So it's been a minute.
Yeah, but she hasn't done Broadway in a long time. Yeah, it was a muscle she had to get back. So thrilled for Laura Donnelly. Listen, Sarah Snook has that Tony wrapped up and delivered to her door already.
If she doesn't, I just don't. There's no justice.
The only thing I'll say is that Laura Donnelly was so like is burned into my arm, and so like I probably would vote for her myself. But also like if you were to say Matt, you can't do that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, then Sarah Snook, no problem. Like I would not lose sleep voting for Sarah Snook in any way, nor would I lose sleep for her winning. It's a wonderful performance. It's fantastic. It's just like apples and oranges of what Laura Donnelly did in Hills of California is more my cup of tea in terms of a leading performance.
Yeah.
But what Sarah Snook does is bafflingly impressive and good.
It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, like props to ya mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. And props to LaTanya Richardson Jackson. Just I'm surprised the Tonys went for allowing her and Harry Lennox to go into lead, because the only real lead of that show is John Michael Hill. But it allowed Purpose to have more Tony noms, and for that we say fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them. Leading actor in a musical, we got another 6 here, kids.
Yeah, crazy.
I got the 5 of the 6.
Yeah.
I got Chris.
I'm sure.
Yeah, Chris, Durand, Francis, Groff, and Jordan, and then Eichelhart. Okay, when I tell you, when they were announcing this category on CBS Mornings, and they got to James Monroe Eichelhart, my jaw hit the floor, not just because it came out of nowhere, but I was also like, did Jeremy Jordan lose out on a nomination? And then when there was a beat, and then they went, and Jeremy Jordan for Floyd Collins, I was like, oh my God, thank God.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, the scream that, because we were watching these in a room full of other people who are also very dialed in. It was like the scream that got like, it was such a shock, like a surprise, and a happy one. I don't want to make it sound like everyone was like, what is going on?
So unexpected.
It was so unexpected in a very cool way. I mean, like, Wonderful Worlds. I mean, is he off stage for a second? I mean, it is.
I couldn't tell you, because anytime Darlisia Searcy or Jenny Harney Fleming were on stage, that's who I was looking at. So as far as I'm aware, he was off stage during those scenes, and that's not a him thing. That's a me knowing when Mother's on stage.
Yes.
But no, like he also co-helms the show, so like it was very much a passion project for him.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Got book credit.
Yeah.
Co-authorship credit.
Yeah.
So
3
I was
credits.
very, very happy for him. It was a very nice surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, same with the Jeremy Jordan of it all. I was like, actually, no way.
Yeah. For a moment, I was like, really? Is this happening? And then
and that would have been 2 years in a row for him. That would have been very sad.
Yeah, and this was a year where he deserved it. So like, let's do it. Let's and they did. They did the correct thing. The Tonys did what they needed to do, and we get it. I do want to give respects to the Fallen here. David Hyde Pierce, who is the absolute best thing in Pirates.
Yeah.
Category fraud. I'm not thrilled with where the Tonys deemed him, but it's what they deemed. And then also Gray Henson and Elf, who
And let's talk about it. Let's throw a seventh on there. What in the world?
Yeah. What in the wonderful world?
What in the wonderful world is very good.
I think
What the elf?
What a pitch perfect
Yeah.
performance that was.
And they decided to put that elf on the shelf. Okay. So I will say, so I've been speaking for months now about how like up until Floyd Collins, Gray was my number one pick for actor in a musical. Not that I thought he was gonna get nominated, but like that's who I would vote for.
Yeah.
And I told him this, and he was like, "Yeah, thanks so much. Like, that's not happening though." I went, "Okay." And then he got his Drama Desk nomination the day before.
And he sure did.
I texted him and I said, "Listen, I'm not telling you that I manifested this, but I think I manifested this."
Yeah.
And he was
you're
like,
welcome.
Yeah, I was like, "You're welcome for your Drama Desk nomination." And he
For
laughed.
Elf.
He's like,
Crazy work. Oh my God.
I know. And then when
my
Taylor
God.
Trench got nominated today, I was like, did I manifest this too? It's just, yeah, I think I'm just very influential. But if I truly am influential, Darlicia Searcy would be a Tony nominee today. But it's
Can
fine.
I also throw out just like a John Gallagher Jr. swept away. I thought he gave a really stellar performance, and I just want to shout out that I did enjoy him in Swept Away quite a bit. I thought that he was great. So
I'd like to give a shout out to Stark Sands.
yeah. And what was younger brother? Adrian. Oh, I can't remember.
Brody?
No, I can't remember their name. But
Lennox?
That's funny.
Stop naming Adrians, Matt.
No.
Listen, Stark Sands got swallowed for our sins, okay? I think that
Yeah.
deserves some recognition.
Yeah. Another corpse.
And listen, I just sat in that theater and I'm like, I'd swallow Stark Sands too.
And Conrad, and we're just a full season.
Full season of yogurt guns, am I right?
For the boys.
Is that movie or that song Where the Boys Are or For the Boys?
Yeah.
And
So where the boys are,
Where the
Connie
Boys
Francis.
Are. My
all comes
movie
back.
is Where the Boys At. Where the Boys At.
Yeah,
Where the boys at?
Let me at him. I want him. Give it to me, please.
let me Adam is crazy. Okay.
It's my first movie is called Where the Boys At, and the sequel is called Where the Boys At 2. Let me at him.
Yeah. Shipwrecked.
Part 3, where the boys were.
Where the Boys Were, and it's
A memoir.
it's just every notch of my bedpost. The poster is me escorting the latest boy out of my bedroom. Where the boys were.
Oh no. This took a turn.
Thank you. And then the fourth one is a prequel and it's called Where the Boys Have Been. Or no, sorry, the prequel is called Where the Boys Are Going is the
Yeah.
prequel.
Actually,
Sorry, Rachel's looking at the nominees. She's like, let's get back on track.
No.
Is
No.
where the boys at in. I'm surprised it didn't get any nominations this season.
Which one?
Where the boys at?
Where the boys at? Yeah. It was a little too controversial for the Tony nominating committee. They're like, we're okay with implied fellatio under a desk mat. We're not ready for full blown seeing it on stage. And I said, listen, I am here to push the boundaries of what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's theater.
That's theater. If you want your little safe capitalist Othello, you can go over to the Barrymore. But if you want real art, you will watch, maybe not me on Tuesday evenings because I'm busy, but my standby, filleting half the cast of Swept Away,
Mandy Gonzalez.
half the cast of Smoosh, and half the cast of Sunset Boulevard on the big screen. Because theater is now movies as well. And if that makes you uncomfy, then I guess you're not comfy with art, and that's on period.
Commercial theater.
Yeah, you just like your commercialism theater. My God. Yeah. Listen, it's a lovely 6, a nice mess around of 6, and I'm glad that I got 5 of them correct.
Yeah.
Go me.
What a moment.
Yeah, actress in a musical.
And we've been rooting for Andrew Durand for so long. We loved him in Head Over Heels.
I'm really happy with all these actors are so
He's
great.
getting his moment in the sun. I love it. Other people who I love to get moments in the sun this season who didn't quite get there, but like we've also got a few that are getting it, so we champion it. Actress in a musical.
Yeah.
I don't think my phone has had more common text with the same 2 words, which was just Helen Shen. Or no, poor Helen, what the fuck Helen, like all these things. Water Helen. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you listen to this podcast, you would have been emotionally prepared for today. Because it is sad. I don't agree with it. But I said, y'all, if we can only get 5, and it seems like people are really loving Death Becomes Her, our
They're
5
both-
are locked.
Yeah, they're both in.
Because you got Nicole and Audra, who basically were locked the moment those shows were announced.
Yeah.
Jasmine coming out and being like, I am Boop. The Boop is me.
That would have been if she wasn't on that list, that would have been insane.
I was going to use the exact same word. Yeah, you cannot have Jasmine Amy Rogers, who is the Boop. The Boop is her. She is the Boop in all of us. And right. And I was like, if you like Death Becomes Her, I could do it because I am a sociopath who can make a Sophie's Choice, but I can't imagine those Tony nominators liking Death Becomes Her and then being like, I'm gonna vote for one of the 2 women.
Right.
Like you do both. I'm like, okay, and then it's like, well, where do we go from here? And with Helen not getting in, this is where like the politician in me comes in. I'm like, this actually helps maybe happy ending a little bit because they are not the leader of the pack. They are equal with Buena Vista Social Club and Death Becomes Her with most nominations. And by not having her nominated, it actually weirdly gives them back their underdog status.
Right, and they need it
Yep, that's what they've been running on since they
the
opened.
whole time.
Yeah.
Yes, you're so right.
Yeah. And like they've actually been doing really well box office wise for like probably like 4 or 5 months at this point. Like they've been in a very safe spot and have been the front runner for musical for so long that people were starting to look for options to usurp them. People were really vocal about saying Mincemeat was gonna topple it for musical, and I kept being like, I don't know about that. And I think I've been proven right. But
And now it's a whole Dead Outlaw movement.
it's a Dead Outlaw movement. But without Helen, that allows me to be happy. Like they can make a whole narrative of like, we're so thrilled, but like we're also gonna like prop her up as like the face of our show to remind you of like we didn't get nominated everywhere. We're not a total domination here. And I think if they're smart, that's what they'll do. And they've been smart for a while, so I think I hope they'll do some of that. But I'm not saying that I agree with her omission so much as that if anyone had been listening, their butt would have been prepared for it. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. Any other omissions in lead actress that were shared about?
No, I wasn't surprised. I mean, if
The rotating third of a tree in Redwood, I thought should have been eligible at the very least. But
Will, you and I both know that Stella was deemed featured. Come on, not this category, Frog.
Not this,
I know
not
she's the
this.
title role, but she is featured.
No, I wasn't surprised. I guess for this category, it's like I've just been waiting for Tony Day, so this just feels like another like, okay, yeah, well, I'll see you in a month. Like,
Yeah.
when things really get interesting.
I know there were some people who reached out to me that were surprised Adina didn't get in, and I was like, that was anyone who saw Redwood. I think we're all pretty iffy on. The only people who've like really been pro that show to me have been major Adina lovers, and like I support her, I love her, she's my girl, she's my first and only alphabet as far as I'm concerned. But like that show's, in my opinion, not great, and there's only some.
I say it's for people who never experienced like a real loss until they were like in middle age.
Sure, it's for
It's
people.
like people who didn't have to grieve young and like had no idea how to do it.
Have you guys seen that meme where someone put together with the idea of Redwood scans like a Jenna Maroney project
Yes.
on 30 Rock? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
It's called Redwood, Liz. I play a lesbian New York business owner who falls in love with a redwood tree after her son overdoses. I'm like, yeah, that's Redwood.
Maroney.
And perhaps if Jane Krakowski was in it, we'd be having a different conversation. So.
Except I think because it scans like a Jenna Maroney project, that's why Adina wasn't nominated, because Jenna Maroney doesn't get awards.
No.
She doesn't pick projects that give her the awards. I can't really deny this 5. Like,
No.
do I secretly have my person I would kick out for Helen? Yes. Am I saying it on mic? No. Sure won't. People can determine for themselves if they want, but this is our 5, y'all. And like, yeah, I would love anyone to go on mic, on main, put their face out there and be like, and here's who doesn't deserve it. And like say that to their faces with Helen J. Shen in the room and watch Helen J. Shen be embarrassed for them.
Right. Tough.
Yeah.
Well, That's it's a sidebar of just like theater social media is like and a warning for like young people who are starting to make videos where they're primarily talking and giving their opinions. Like you have to assume whoever you're talking about is going to see it.
Yeah.
They
If
will.
they're not seeing it directly, like or like on their FYP, like somebody who they know is sending it to them. So just
1000%.
I've just seen a lot of people say a lot of things, and I'm like, this is like
It can
if I were the
or
person, I my feelings would be hurt, or I would never ever want to interact with you. And those are the same people who are like, why isn't anything happening for me in this space? And I think it's just like,
It's that. Yeah.
yeah,
And I think that
it's a shame.
and people also need to understand because one of the things apparently going around right now is people shouting misogyny that we have two leading actor categories with 6 and two leading actress categories with 5.
Mm.
And the bottom line is this isn't anything other than a freak coincidence
Yeah,
because the only way we got 6 was there had to be an exact
tie.
tie
Yeah.
for those categories. It used to be if there were 3 or fewer votes between like the last two possible candidates, we could have more. I believe this is the first year where it has to be an exact tie, which is why we have 5 for almost everything except
Yeah.
for these two.
Yeah.
Um,
How many Tony voters are there?
if nominators, I think we have 52, but I don't know if they are all active because sometimes you have to recuse yourself for
Right.
any overlap. Voters is about 800 and change, and the nominators do get to vote.
Right.
It should also be acknowledged, by the way, the nominators do not always reflect the voting pool because a lot of shows that have had the most nominations have not gone on to win the big prize.
Right.
And some have completely blanked. So
Right.
just because Buena Vista Social Club and maybe Happy Ending and Death Becomes Her have more nominations than Operation Mincemeat, that doesn't mean Operation Mincemeat is out of the running.
Hey,
It could be that
The Great
voters
Gatsby won 100% of the Tonys they were nominated for last year.
they
Let's
sure
talk about
did.
that.
Listen, I don't mean to beat a beautifully wonderful but slightly dead horse, but we all know about my favorite thing, and I'll just say, 1994, Carousel had 5 Tony nominations. Opposite She Loves Me's 9. And She Loves Me won 1, and Carousel won all 5.
Mm-hmm.
So just saying,
Yep.
you don't have to have the most, you just have to win the ones that matter. Kimberly Akimbo had like 8 against Some Like It Hot's 13, and Kimberly ended up winning the 5 that mattered. So
Yep.
here we go. That said, like it does sort of give you an idea of sort of where the community is at with some of these shows, I would say.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely an ocean between like a fandom of Mincemeat and what the community's feeling about Mincemeat, what the internet is saying about Gypsy and how the community's feeling about Gypsy. And Gypsy does have actress, featured actress, choreography and revival. 5 is nothing to sneeze at, but no director I think is very telling. When you have Sunset and even Floyd Collins doing slightly better, it's a little telling.
Yeah.
That said, play revival. Eureka Day, called it. Yellowface, called it. Romeo and Juliet, weirdly I called it.
Yeah.
But I
Fun.
thought I was going to call it with a goddamn Kit Connor in there, but they said, no, Matthew, we're going to really mess with your head. And then Our Town, which, fine. No Othello, no Glengarry Glen Ross, no Home.
Oh. No.
Home was the first of the season, right?
It
Like
sure
the first
was.
new anything of the season.
Yeah. But they kept getting nominated for shit before the Tonys, which like blew my mind. I was like, oh, people are remembering Home? When I think of Home, I think of a play.
Yeah. Almost no Kenny Leon.
Almost one, yeah,
Yeah.
with the exception of the one Our Town, but
But this one, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, crazy for how the volume of work this season.
hmm yeah,
What were his ones? Home, Othello, Our Town. Did he have
yeah,
a
those are the
fourth?
three. Yeah,
Okay.
those it was just those 3. And Our Town did get in, but nothing else from Our Town. Nothing from Othello at all, and nothing for Home at all. So he's just got that one nomination this year, which is weird, considering how well he's done in the past. Pearly
Yeah.
Victorious, Raisin in the Sun,
Yeah.
Fences. But yeah, I mean, listen, I've said it before. Like Home, I can't tell you much about that show. I don't remember much of it. Othello, I found very dry. Our Town, I was super underwhelmed by. But, I'm not going to take away that nomination for them. Good for them. It's a brilliant play, and it wasn't the worst thing I saw, but I wanted it to be beautiful, and I didn't find it to be beautiful. I liked the lanterns. Can't tell you what they meant, but I liked them.
And
They
sometimes
were so people could see.
vibes and vibes alone. No, we didn't see it, so I don't even really know what it is you're talking about, but I am thrilled for you
They had lanterns.
Yeah.
Why are you're thrilled for me for
because you liked it.
I liked Our Town?
You liked the lanterns.
Oh, I was say like
He was confused by the
were we just
lantern.
simply not listening to anything I said for the last 90 seconds and we just heard lanterns and went, good for you.
What?
What?
I just heard the stage manager keep saying bazinga. I was like, well, what's this about?
Not the Zynga.
Oh God. Jim Parsons,
Young
I will give
stage
him credit.
manager.
He was in a better play this year than he was last year, so good for him. And he had a beard. I'm not talking about Katie Holmes. Bazinga!
And that's a bazinga.
No, she's done with that. She's now branching out. Musical revival. Floyd Collins, Gypsy, Pirates, Sunset. Called all four.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That
Someone
feels right.
someone asked if Mattress was possible. I'm like, it's definitely the one that's knocking, but I would like to say one last time before the season officially is over. Elf was the most delightful surprise of the season for me, and I would put it in here today.
And say it again.
Well,
Like
the most delightful surprise of the season.
the most delightful surprise. I was shocked at how much how great a time I had.
It had no business being as good as it was.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
for them.
I agree.
I would actually, you know what? Fuck it. I would throw them a choreography nomination. I thought that choreo was good.
Yeah. I agree.
Them dancing Santas, they did me in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts? Will, Rachel, revival musical?
On Elf. Elf was the most together, like everyone in the audience was on the same page in a way that I haven't experienced in a while. Like, you'll hear coughing and like people around you might be distracted, but everyone at Elf, even though it's mostly a family show, everyone was keyed in.
Locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
It was really fun.
100% locked in.
Like
God
something
bless them
sad
all.
would happen and be like, oh no, like it felt like
Santa
Yeah.
flying over the audience at the like just
Yeah, that was-
rocked.
When Buddy started shredding the story,
the-
the audience gasped.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was like the Hades Town ending. No,
It was like when that little kid came out in the Ku Klux Klan hood last year, inappropriate. It was that kind of gasp. Everyone went pearls clutched.
Yeah.
Like, no, we were rooting for you.
We were all rooting for you. How could you do
Rooting
that?
for you.
Not Drag Race. That's funny.
Oh, it always comes back to Drag Race. Do it not
Always, yeah.
always. And Sean Astin being on the Broadway, we love it. That was just so fucking delightful. Gray was
Yeah.
perfect in it. I hope that Gray is getting all the opportunities from it because it was, as I said, that similar to Jeremy with Floyd Collins, like that show would not work as well as it did if it wasn't for the glue that is that performance.
100%.
And Gray was so locked in and it just fit like a glove.
Yeah.
And
Great ensemble. Like, yeah, just everything across the board.
Ashley Brown coming back to Broadway, sounding like a dream.
Yeah.
Michael Hayden reminding us all that he's Juilliard. Like, it was just, it's what I like. It's the
Don't
things I like.
forget it. Yep.
Yes, he's like, I'm a Juilliard trained actor, and don't you forget it. And I said, I won't, Rachel Lily Rosenblum. That was just for you too. No one
Thank
else.
you.
Well,
Really
no one else gets
appreciate
that.
I don't like that Michael Hayden came out and slapped Buddy, and then Buddy said, sometimes you get hit real hard, and it feels like a kiss. I thought that felt like a departure from the tone.
Okay, Nora Ephron completely fucking up the quote from Carousel and making everyone Mandela affecting it.
That's
Oh,
true.
no.
That is
Yes. Everyone
Christmas
misquotes that
kiss.
line because of Nora Ephron. And
Yeah.
listen, I'm not going to drag her because she can't defend herself, but her sister wrote a play. And that play is not represented here. Before we get to finally Best Musical, let's some honoring of the fallen, those that blanked completely this season. Home, Otello, McNeil, I don't McNeil for any man, Job, Cult of Love, Old Friends, Redwood, Tammy Faye, Last 5 Years, Once Upon a Mattress, Left on 10th, und Elf. Yeah, we've made our thoughts clear of the ones that we would have given some love to. Elf, just know that we all know you were good, and it's not your fault that there is some bias to holiday shows.
Yeah.
We all know you were good.
A shout out Jason Robert Brown orchestrations.
Yeah, expanded orchestrations for the last 5 years, sounding good, and allowing those musicians to each have a spotlight for different songs.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, did I say Tammy Faye? Tammy Faye as well.
You did. No, you said it. Yep.
Yeah. Tammy Faye randomly talking about the gays in the last 5 minutes. when she was like, I couldn't have done that without one specific thing. God, no, the gays. And I'm like, well, the gays weren't anywhere in this show, so apparently you could.
How come it didn't come up?
It came up in that moment with AIDS. Similar to Diana, there was a scene where Tammy Faye met AIDS, but that's all it was.
Yeah, and that
And it
it didn't happen that way in real life, and that really upset me. I actually can't talk about Tammy Faye, unfortunately. It
I
hurts too
know.
much. Hurts.
What do we think of the set design, though? Do we enjoy that set design?
What part of I can't talk about Tammy Faye? It hurts too much. What do you want me to say?
But surely there are exceptions. And let's
To
just
be
go through
fair,
a lot of
that
detail.
is fair.
They introduced puppets and they never came back. That's what I'll say about Tammy Faye.
That is
That's where you
absolutely
lost
fair.
me.
Listen. I say I listen to women, and I did not listen to a woman just then. She said she can't talk about it, and I tried to
can't.
talk about it.
I can't.
That's
I
me
mean,
not
Will
listening
can
to
talk
women.
about it. If Will wants to, listen, Jesus take the wheel.
No.
I
Listen,
can't do it.
who am I? A specific book writer this season? I do listen to women, okay? So that's all I'm going to say. The best musical. We have Buena Vista Social Club, Dead Outlaw, Death Becomes on Her, maybe Happy Ending, and Operation Mincemeat. This was the 5 that I predicted a while ago. Like I want to say back in March with Half Hour, and it's what I had up until like the week before I recorded my final predictions, and then I let the internet dictate my final 5th slot, and I said, "Real women have curves," and I said, "Okay, Buena Vista Social Club, you are in the dugout, you are on standby, like you're ready to go." And I thought Buena Vista Social Club, if it were to get a Best Musical nomination, it would maybe get 5 or 6 noms total. Ha 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 ha! What a fool I was. Still, 4.5 out of 5 ain't bad.
No, it's really good.
How are you two feeling?
I was hoping for perhaps like again, if we could sneak in a 6th, like Real Women Have Curves.
Yeah.
I think they could use it, number one, just for selling purposes, but also there isn't another show on this list like it. And I kind of like that representation too, of just like little jewel waitress style story. I don't know. I'm not articulating properly, but I'm not surprised by this list. I would have liked to seen Real Women Have Curves on there as well. In addition, not taking anything away from anybody.
No, I hear you. I think we got, because we have like a big musical, Death Becomes Her. We have, honestly, like the smallest of musicals, which I would argue is actually more Dead Outlaw than Mincemeat, because Mincemeat, while small, like is much more like shiny and fun, whereas Dead
Maybe
Outlaw
Happy Ending is small but big tech.
yeah, that's the thing. Maybe Happy Ending
Yeah.
is a surprise spectacle. Like it is
Yeah.
an intimate show, but they kind of have the best of both worlds. I would call that a medium-sized show. Then Buena Vista Social Club, I would call a lavish medium-sized show as well, in similar vein to Real Women Have Curves. And it doesn't hurt to have one more of those guys. Yeah. But the Tonys have also, like, in the last few years, have really leaned into the smaller musicals, the ones that need the exposure, which you would think they would do for Real Women Have Curves if they really, really liked it. But it seems that they were sort of positive-ish on it, not loving.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because they hate women, Rachel? All of them?
Yeah. I think that's the only explanation.
Every Tony at the Tonys hates women.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, they're all named Tony. That's got to just be so confusing.
And yet they refuse to include Toni Collette. And I'm like, okay, misogyny.
I mean, look at all these
Different
all these
spelling.
categories without a woman in them. You know.
Lead actor in a musical, lead actor in a play, feature actor in a play. No women in any of them.
And director, but we're not ready to have that conversation.
We do have Danya Tamor in
play. You're right.
And
Yeah,
we
but
had a very banner year last year for female directors. I will say, there are probably like 2 shows this season that I would have given maybe a nomination to a woman for director, which would have been Lee Silverman for Yellowface or Felicia Rashad for Purpose. Maybe even Anna De Shapiro for Eureka Day, but I think that's mostly just for the town hall scene that they did. Because like I don't know. I like Tina Landau. I'm not nominating her for Redwood. I won't do it, Rachel. I will not be bullied by you.
Yeah. Well,
You don't get to
women's
do that
rights
to me.
and women's wrongs, Matt. So
Susan Stroman's not getting a nomination for Left on 10th. I'm sorry, but I won't do it. I won't do it.
Did Susan do Left on 10th?
She sure did.
Wow.
We have a couple people who had double shows or triple shows this year.
Yeah,
Stro.
no, it's not that. That's not what I was surprised by.
No, but it's an interesting theme this year because we had Stro with Left on 10th and Smoosh. We had Landau for Redwood and Floyd Collins. We had Cromer for Dead Outlaw and Good Night and Good Luck. We had Kenny Leon for Home, Otello, and
everything else in the season.
Our Town.
Our Town. God, yeah. I literally was sitting here being like, there was a third, and what the fuck was
we're
she?
good. The one that was nominated, yeah.
Exactly. I
Rough.
feel like there's one more person who had 2 shows this year, and I'm being dumb about it, but I can't remember.
No,
Doesn't
there's-
matter.
There's a lot. The volume is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, Alex Timbers for Just in Time, and technically speaking, All In, which
All
was
In,
eligible.
yeah. You're right.
It was eligible.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Of course I'm right. I'm a man, Rachel. Just don't tell anybody.
I'm so sorry.
Every time I'm like, guys, I'm a man. They're like, yes, you are. Good for you.
It's like got him on a technicality.
No, it's everyone going category fraud.
Category is.
Categories. They're like he's technically speaking a boy, but he's a boy man. So like, I don't know. We'll put him in man category for now. That's our Tonys, everybody. That's our 2025 Tony
Wow,
nominations.
we did it.
We did it.
What a year. Wow. As somebody who consumed so much theater, if you're a person who worked on a show this season, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because this was really something special. This was a spectacular
really
season.
incredible season.
Yeah. I really enjoyed my time at the theater. And
Yeah.
attention must be paid.
Attention.
Did you see him work that into the nominations this morning?
Wendell Pierce. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, no, not this.
Oh, I watched him. And went, oh, Wendell.
He said,
Wendell.
remember? Never
Yeah.
forget.
I also loved Gail saying on CBS Morning, she was like, when the leading actress musical came out, her first thing she said was, I mean, everyone's saying that it's down to Nicole and Audra, but I guess everyone in that category is fantastic anyway. Anyway, moving on. I'm like, girl, I appreciate you being gay with me right now, but like, calm down.
Yeah.
Just be like, congrats.
You go to
nominations.
space once and you think you could just say whatever you want.
Exactly. Leave the opinions on these nominations to me and my friends from this podcast. You already have your money in your space. Let me have my podcast.
And have you been to space?
I felt like I went to space when I saw Sunset Boulevard.
Well,
I was launched on a rocket.
Yeah.
I agree
saw
with you.
Flying Over Sunset, and that's about going to space, at least for a minute and a half.
There was a penis rocket. There was a song
was
about a penis rocket. Yeah.
And God bless him.
I love more songs about yogurt guns. But anyway, point is, I agree with you guys. This was a very full season. A lot of stuff that I really enjoyed. A lot of diversity in the season in terms of just like different kinds of shows you could appreciate. If there was one
something
show
for everyone for sure.
absolutely all season long, and it's so hard to make anything in general. It's hard to make anything eventually get to Broadway. And so if you made something that got to Broadway, congrats. If you made something that got to Broadway and got nominated, fucking congrats. And then if you win, even more congrats. It doesn't mean anything if you didn't. It is you don't need everyone to love what you do. You just need the right 52 people to love what you did to get the nomination, which is not to take away from those who got it, but it's also not to make anyone who didn't get one feel bad. Like, art is truly subjective, and for every person on this list who has 1,000 people in their DMs today, I guarantee there are another 1,000 people who aren't in their DMs who aren't happy, and vice versa. So have one hand and have another hand. It's not real, but
And then
it
make
matters.
them shake.
Exactly. And make them shake. It's not real, but it matters. It doesn't matter, but it's real. Make them shake. Will, Rachel, this has been phenomenal. Where can people find you if you want them to find you?
Quickly, thank you for sharing so much of yourself this season too, and your thoughts and your opinions, and you're just so articulate, and the way that you speak about theater is very special, and I'm not surprised that you're constantly getting 5-star reviews on this podcast. So cheers to you, and thank you for having us.
I appreciate you guys coming back on.
Yeah.
And we're just lucky that you didn't come on at a time when I got a 1-star review, because I've gotten those, and I read them all.
Well,
but not in front of my friends. I don't want to make it awkward for you.
That's a later time. No, so you can find us on social media. We're at _theater_lovers on all major platforms. And on X, it's just at theater_lovers no the.
It's on Twitter. We call it Twitter. Or
Yeah, sorry.
Twitter.
Whatever. Yeah, Twitter.
And then we sell merch at thetheaterlovers.com.
Yeah, theaterlovers.com. If you want to follow me, I'm on Instagram only at Matt Koplik, usual spelling. If you like the podcast, nice 5-star rating or review would be super helpful. I'm going to be turning this one out in record time. I got to do a quick scan to cut the 3 things that we said we wanted to cut. Yeah, whoopsies. Otherwise, I think we should be okay. Rachel, Will, who should we close out with today as our diva?
You'd think I would have put any thought into this whatsoever.
No, you were too busy actually thinking about the nominations to think about this bullshit that I just did.
Jordan Tyson.
Jordan Tyson.
And I want everyone to listen to it and just think, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jordan Jesus Christ Tyson. That's going to be her new equity name. I'm putting it on her card tomorrow. All right. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Check us back next week when I do my, actually, I'm going to do one last review episode, which will be Dead Outlaw and Old Friends and Real Women Have Curves. And then after that will be my rankings of the season completely. And then I go to London, so it'll probably be a quick break, and then my episode on the London trip. And that'll be it. Thank you so much, Will and Rachel, and take it away, Jordan. Bye!
She loves a man cow.